Welcome to RNS Podcast. I'm here with my lovely co-host Evan.
Thank you.
And I'm Dylan as well.
And I'm Evan.
And he's Evan. Again. And this week we're going to talk about District 9, Evan. Would you consider this one of your favorite films?
It's hard to say. But I do like it a lot. I like it a lot.
Because I did, when I went to rate it after I watched it, I did notice that you gave it 5 stars.
I did.
I don't see you give up
and
5
I still
stars
feel that
every
way.
time.
I do still feel that way.
When did you rate it on Letterboxd? Like a few years ago?
Whenever, yeah. Because I hadn't seen it in a few years, but I rewatched it, of course, before this episode. And, I really like it a lot.
You maintain the 5 stars?
Yeah.
I didn't give it quite as good a score.
I
gave it a 3. 3 out of 5.
That's still good, though.
It's just, it didn't, strike a chord with me or anything in particular, but I still thought it was good, you know.
You thought it was good enough to give it a heart.
I did give it a heart. Did you look?
No, I saw it, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. I did give it a heart.
Because I was I was looking at the Letterboxd, and I saw you had rated it.
Yeah, it's quite the film. I guess we'll get into why, Evan, won't we?
Yeah.
This is one of the movies we're more divided on, I guess.
Well, you still liked it, so it wasn't like, I hated it, and I loved it.
I feel like our tastes are close. Like, they're not the same, but they're close enough to where I don't think we'll ever have a movie where it's like, oh, I hate it, and I love it.
Well, of course, except Batman vs. Superman. You know, because I love that movie.
Well, yeah,
so,
that movie, yeah.
It's quite divisive, you know.
Okay, well, that's kind of a micro... that's a complete other dimension, that movie, so...
Yeah, you know.
Not even worth mentioning, really.
Oh, that's not true, that's true.
No, that movie's terrible.
I haven't seen it, so... One day, can we do a DCEU retrospective?
I guess since
it's
it's over, I guess it would be a good time.
Should we talk about that briefly?
Yeah, sure. So
the DCEU is officially dead, I guess.
It's
well,
dead.
Kind of.
It's
they still have some
bury
movies
it.
coming out.
Yeah, there's just some lingering gasps of breath.
Yeah, they're just letting them out.
Yeah, they're letting
the ones
them
they already
die.
filmed, basically.
Yeah, and not even all of them. Yeah, because there's a Batgirl movie.
Well, the HBO Max, I guess, stuff that they did with dying is dead, I mean.
Well, I don't know entirely. I know that...
Well, Batgirl was the only filmed HBO Max movie.
Oh, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Except Blue Beetle, because that was originally going to be an HBO Max movie. But
is it going to theaters?
Yeah, they announced it was going to be a theatrical release.
I guess that one's still up in there.
And you know what's funny? That was actually under the new leadership that they said, okay, let's make this a theatrical. So I guess... It must not be totally bad.
I think they probably... Maybe we didn't know at the time, but back when Blue Beetle got changed to a theater movie, maybe that's when that movie got saved.
Maybe.
And Batgirl got shit-canned. Because we mentioned this, when we were just talking the other day, about how Batgirl, I was like, oh, yeah, they moved that from, being an HBO Max movie to being in theaters, too. And you were like, oh, they didn't make that official.
Yeah, it was rumored that it was going to go to theaters. But that never
happened. Maybe because of Blue Beetle. Maybe because of what happened with
Blue
Beetle. But either way, I think we didn't know it back then, but Blue Beetle probably got saved and Batgirl got shit canned. Because basically the new Warner Brothers guy is he's making moves. He's making moves.
Yeah, he's canceling HBO Max. No, I don't really fully know their plan.
Did you watch the Grace video?
I did not. No.
Grace Randolph had a good video on what's happening with Warner Brothers. If you're curious,
can you give us the too long didn't watch?
Yeah, I'll give you the TLDR. Okay. Well, one interesting thing from it is that the new name they're considering is Warner Brothers something.
I thought it was going to be Discovery Plus.
Nah, they're leaning towards the Warner Brothers branding.
Okay.
Which I like.
That's cool, I guess. Yeah.
I like that better than calling it Discovery.
Mm-hmm. The only thing is, we were talking about this the other day. It's I don't think they should get rid of the HBO name, because I feel like HBO, we were saying, HBO name has some prestige to it. You know what I mean? You know, so I don't know if they should get rid of that, but whatever.
I think the idea though is that they don't want people to think that HBO Max is HBO.
I mean, I guess I can see that, yeah, because.
There's
the channel and the streaming service are kind of pretty distinctly different.
Yeah.
The only reason it has HBO name is because the HBO shows go on there for streaming. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it does confuse some people, and then I think they're trying to pivot to make Warner a brand like Disney, how they have.
I think
Multiverses
you're right.
Yeah. It's Warner Brothers.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think they want to
Disney Plus.
Yeah.
It had Disney in the name.
They want to make that name kind of like a Disney type name.
I didn't really think about that, but I think you're right. Yeah.
I think probably. So respect to them for not going with Discovery, because I thought maybe Discovery was like, since they bought
I feel like that would have hurt it. Like
Discovery thing.
Yeah. Streaming wise, like our new streaming Discovery.
Like what is Discovery?
Yeah.
Well, I think you said this the other day. Like that sounds like some dollar store ass streaming service.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck is Discovery?
Well, it is now. Like what the fuck do they have on there? I think it's just for like reality shows.
It's basically
shit, right?
like. It's like cable shit.
Oh.
Like cable reality shows and shit like that. So, but yeah, props
I guess
to
it
them.
is some mom shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that chart where it was like Discovery
Yes.
Plus female leading, male lead, and then people started putting like the memes on it, like writing their own shit in each box. But I'm like, when you put it like that, it sounds like something like a white mom would be watching. Got like those show where they like build houses and shit.
Yeah, that's all my Aunt Terry watches is like women with giant tits on the beach like screaming at their husbands. Like that. It's that kind of shit. But
how could you not buy it? You should buy Terry a subscription to Discovery Plus for a year.
Well, I mean, she'll have Warner Brothers.
Yeah, you're right.
Plus whenever I get it.
You're just waiting for that.
Yeah, she can have that then. So. But yeah, I'm excited to see where Warner Brothers goes. There's a lot of interesting implications.
I guess so.
Through this kind of news and whatnot. I like that they're saying like, oh, Batgirl was not good enough. Like that movie is fucked. Like fuck that. We don't want it to hurt the brand.
The thing I have, like, I don't think that's bad. The thing I just have mixed feelings about is like it kind of sucks that after the movie's already done and all these people are like, yeah, our movie's about to be released, it gets shit canned. So the thing for me is like, I just hope in the future it never even gets to the point where it's being made. You know what I mean?
I think that is partly because like this new guy jumps on. He's like, okay, we're implementing my changes, and I think probably their mindset is like. At Warner Brothers, they always, and like any major studio, they always have balls in the air.
Yeah.
And he's like, whenever I decide to like make this hard cut, it's gonna hurt somebody, so we're just gonna do it now.
Yeah.
I feel like that was probably the mindset is like it has to happen at some point, so it's gonna be this movie.
Yeah, I agree, and I think it was easy to cancel because it was an HBO Max movie. Because we were talking about like the theatrical contracts like a lot of actors have. Well, obviously that's not going to be a part of this, so it's kind of easy for them to just shit can.
Yeah.
Because there was that report that Shazam 2 tested similarly to Batgirl, but obviously, just in general, I think Shazam would probably draw more people than a Batgirl movie, and also it was already going to be a theatrical release versus it being on HBO, so it's a bit harder to shit can than Batgirl.
And plus, I think Shazam 2 and Black Adam connect somehow.
Probably.
And I'm pretty sure they want to run with both of those.
Yeah.
And I know they don't want to burn The Rock.
No.
You know? Like, you can burn the fucking...
Even though he was in Super Pets and that flopped.
They don't want to burn him, though.
Yeah.
He's just too big.
You're right. He might come in and, you know, fucking... He gonna, like... Fucking slam, I don't know, wrestling moves. Fucking, he'll do some painful shit to David Zaslav.
No, I don't mean
he'll call him Jabroni.
Yeah, I'd be like, hey Jabroni.
Yeah, and then like slap him in the face.
Slam his head on the concrete. But yeah, I think I will be watching closely at Warner Brothers in the upcoming months and days and years.
And seconds. And minutes and hours. We're looking as we speak.
And all the other intervals.
I like every day when I get home, I just refresh HBO Max until I go to sleep. I just keep refreshing it and be like, is it gone yet?
I'm gonna keep refreshing it until it's like, oh, but you have to move here. Buy this instead.
Well, how long do you think it will last until it's like completely gone?
I think
like
we'll
a year.
I think there's gonna be a point this year where
I heard some of the content's already gone. They got rid of some stuff. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know if it's ever gonna come back or like in what form it'll come back, but. That's what I read online.
If I had to guess, I think 99% of it's going to be back on the Warner Brothers service.
Probably.
I think they're going to bring everything
It was HBO Max exclusive stuff. Like, it was movies and, like, a show, I think, that were actually made for HBO Max.
Oh.
And they disappeared. So I don't know what that means.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they'll come back.
I don't know. I don't even know if it's true. I read that online.
I pray this means
I haven't went and verified on HBO Max myself.
I really hope this means that Titans is just, like, going to be gone forever.
Well, do people actually like that show? It has its following, right?
It has like
it has like, what, 3 or 4 seasons already,
It has like
right?
a Flash-ass following. Like...
I think I would rather watch The Flash, honestly, than Titan.
It's a bunch of brain dead idiots, but the new seasons of The Flash are so fucking
I
bad.
have not heard. Like, people were like, the first 3 seasons of Flash are good, and then now it's just, like, terrible. I mean, it's like a similar with what happened to, what's it called? The fucking Archie show.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's like, it started out as like, ooh.
Riverdale.
Yeah, Riverdale. Started like, ooh, like a quirky teen murder mystery. And now it's like they have like superpowers and shit. And it's like going to different universe. Like, what is this?
Yeah, because one of the main characters gets like Scarlet Witch powers.
Yes, yeah.
And she gets like a Scarlet Witch trench coat. And she gets like.
And you sent me that screenshot of when they're all in the Evangelion school.
Yeah, they're literally all the schoolgirls are in exactly Evangelion like schoolgirl outfits. Like, exactly.
What the fuck? I want to know what is happening. I know they talked about it a little bit on your favorite show, the John Campea show. They were talking about it because I think Chris liked it, and then she was just talking about like what it's become now. And it's like insane. Like, it literally makes no sense.
I think Archie's like a werewolf, maybe.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Or
I think Jughead, he has
werewolf.
like some kind of superpower too.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
It reminds me of when I was a little kid, and like me and my friend like would play with teddy bears. And I'd be like, mine has superpowers. It's like, that doesn't fit. Like, you're stupid.
And they were like,
they're like, I don't like that. But yeah, so, epic. But yeah, I wanted to real quick.
Well, Flash is getting shit canned also.
I wanted to mention Flash real quick.
Season. Yeah.
But yeah, Flash is going to end this season.
I wonder if it was because of...
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think, yeah, he might be axing all the CW stuff.
It's because they're bringing Grant to the movies.
It's because Grant is gonna.
Yeah,
they're gonna deep fake him over Ezra in the Flash film. But I did want to mention, like, it's gotten really stupid on the Flash show. Like, they've brought Reverse Flash back, like, every other season as the main villain, and they kill him off.
And then he comes back.
And then I saw a clip from this season, and they fight with lightsabers now, like Rich Alvarez.
I think you showed me that.
Yeah, it's like
That's
stupid
insane.
Mario Brothers.
That is insane.
It's literally like stupid Mario Brothers.
You know what? Get your bag, Grant. Get your bag.
Get your bag. But yeah, so I'm glad that all the DC stuff is going to die. They're going forward with Batman and Joker. They're staying.
And Blue Beetle.
And Blue Beetle is likely
I actually am kind of excited for Blue Beetle. Of course, because Miguel from Cobra Kai is in it. And George Lopez, so, you know.
Classic.
Yeah, gotta go see it.
Classic. Yeah, George Lopez is like, makes me be like, oh.
It's his uncle. It can be fun. He can be a goofy uncle.
Oh, he's gonna be a silly uncle.
Can we make a prediction? Will he die? Will George Lopez die?
No.
Will his silly uncle die?
No, I don't think so. I think maybe there'll be a part where he'd be like, "Hey, Miguel, do you want a beer?" And then he accidentally spills his like beer on.
Who's the Blue Beetle villain? He like comes in and like karate chops George Lopez's neck. Who is the villain for real? Who is it?
The Yellow Beetle.
Is that real?
No.
I didn't know nothing about the character Blue Beetle.
No. The villain is the Scarab, like the.
I thought the Scarab was like his suit.
He gets the Scarab, and the Scarab gives him an Iron Man suit. But the Scarab is one of like a billion Scarabs, and they're evil.
Oh, so someone else, so another one has the suit, and they fight.
No.
Oh.
I think the villain is like the collective.
Like all of them?
Yeah, it's like the Skrulls or...
Is his like good? Is his like the only good one?
No, he teaches his to be good.
Oh.
Like Terminator.
Is it like that kind of relationship? Like he can speak to the fucking Scarab?
Yeah, it's kind of like the symbiote or like the Terminator.
Well, I didn't know that, yeah.
Like, you know, like in Terminator 2, they like reprogram him. It's kind of like that.
Do you think Booster Gold will be in the post-credit scene?
No.
That'd be kind of cool. If it's good, maybe the next one be a team-up movie.
Nathan Fillion?
I feel like he should be a bit younger because they got someone young to play. Yeah, Blue Beetle. If it good, make a team-up movie. Whether it'll be good or not, I don't know.
Well, I mean, Jaime Reyes and Booster Gold aren't friends. Ted Kord and Booster Gold are friends.
Oh, well, they can...
Whatever.
They can fudge it for the movie. Who cares?
But yeah, Warner Brothers, tons of epic Warner Brothers news. You love to see it.
Yeah.
You love to see it.
I'm sad. Maybe the Dune show won't happen, but we'll see. I was excited for that.
I think that's... Oh, yeah, there's another interesting thing is there's a streaming guy Like, because you know Zaslav, is that his name, right?
Yeah, he's like the new.
So he's the new Warner Brothers like CCO or CEO.
Is it the CEO? I don't know. Or is that the president? I really don't even know. I don't know.
He's the new head of Warner.
I don't know these corporate positions.
Or he's the head of Discovery, and he bought Warner.
And
Brothers.
Discovery bought Warner
Bros, so he's basically the owner of Discovery Warner.
Yeah.
And he said, "Yeah, we're shit canning that," and then he has a new.
Wait. So did AT&T sell?
Yes.
Okay.
So AT&T no longer owns Warner Brothers.
Yeah. Well, they didn't do shit with it, so...
No, they just kind of sat on it. Like fucking dipshits. But Discovery's epic, and we're going to get some epic stuff from Discovery Warner.
Of course.
But yeah, so... epic times ahead.
Hopefully. We'll see. We'll see. I guess the next year or two we'll tell.
But that's the only thing that I cared about that's been cut from the merger, I think. So far, I think Dune and Batman might be safe.
We'll see. If they are, it's gonna be on HBO. Well, I think it'll be like on the channel and then go to the it's not gonna be streaming exclusive.
It'll be
you know what I mean?
Proper HBO.
Yeah, and then afterwards go on the streaming. Yeah,
that makes sense.
I think. I'm guessing that's how it's gonna work.
He's having like a whole traditional media type approach.
Well, yeah, because it's the theatrical releases.
That's what Grace was saying too. So he wants to prioritize like what you're saying, kind of like, oh, it goes to streaming after it hits like proper HBO.
Yeah.
The streaming goes like we'll play it by like per case basis on how long a movie takes to go to streaming.
That doesn't bother me as long as for the TV shows. For the TV shows, I hope it's like, oh, it'll go to the streaming like the same night the episode premieres. If not, that would kind of suck if I had to wait for the whole season to be over. But for the theatrical release, I approve. I'm happy about that. Instead of day-and-day release or the 45 window. Like, if it's a good movie doing really well, why jeopardize the box office by having it go to streaming after 30 or 45 days?
Yeah, because the people that are going to wait to watch it are going to wait to watch it.
Yeah,
they don't... I don't think the extra 20 days or whatever makes a difference to most people that are already planning on waiting. So, yeah. So HBO. What do you rate the HBO Max Warner Brothers Discovery news? Out of 10.
That's hard. It'll be easier for me to use your 3.
You're
out of 3. A 2.
I give it 3.
I'll give it a 2.
3 out of 3 stars.
Just because I had to see the results first. You know, because, like, it's easy for them to be like, yeah, we're only going to do, like, good shit. But then when you mention, like, oh, Kevin Feige is our inspiration and shit like that, it's like, okay. I'm cautiously optimistic. Let me put it like that.
I think that, okay, we'll move on from the HBO Max in a moment. I do want to mention that quote. I think that is like a... I think he's saying that for, like...
He said it. He mentioned Kevin Feige.
I think he's saying that for, like... assurance or like
clout. I can see what you mean.
Like,
yeah.
I don't think he actually means like, okay, I'm gonna make the Batman 2 and then Wonder Woman 4 and then Superman 1 and then Justice League and then World's Fine. I don't think that's what he means. I think when he says a 10-year plan, it's individual.
He has a 10-year plan. What is it? Don't die?
That is a quote from classic film Big Daddy.
Which we'll be reviewing very soon.
Spoilers.
Should we mention that now?
Sandler Timber.
Yeah. The cat's out of the bag.
We'll be doing Sandler Timber.
Yeah, get excited.
So we're gonna have 2 marathon months in a row.
2 in a row? Oh yeah, because we'll have Sandler Timber and then fucking Halloween. Shit, the year's already almost over. That's
For
scary.
real.
Yeah.
By the time those 2 marathons are
Great
over,
films.
It's gonna be fucking November.
Damn.
Jeez. At least we know what movies we're watching.
Yeah, I'm hyped.
That's good.
I'm hyped.
But yeah, the Marvel thing, I think he's just saying that to instill confidence in people. I don't think he actually means they're copying Marvel.
Yeah.
And I think he just wants to say like, oh, we respect like Disney, even though they shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
But
it looked good, I guess, for the public.
I think it's just supposed to look good for investors and for... It's like, oh, we're making these crazy changes, but don't worry.
Yeah.
We're gonna copy Marvel. Like... So yeah, I do have faith in what he's doing. I feel like I can see behind the curtain a little bit.
Yeah.
I think we're on the same wavelength, me and him. So Zaslav, I saw your...
You're both evil businessmen.
I saw your coded messages to me in the...
in your dreams.
Not in the investor meeting. I saw your coded
messages.
Blinked
twice.
Yeah, you blinked twice. So I know what you want me... I'll be acting on them soon. So don't worry. But yeah, so that wraps it up. HBO Max, 3 out of 3 stars. I'm very excited for the future of Warner Brothers. I didn't expect that. When I heard Discovery was going to buy Warner Brothers, I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, they're just getting tossed around. But I think Discovery might be good hands. I think they might be good hands.
Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic.
That's about the best you can get out of old Evan here.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, so you want to get into the film?
District 9. Yay. Let's talk about it. District 9. Can I talk about some of my history with this movie?
Well, very quickly. Let's just mention the basics.
Of course.
Directed by Neil Blomkamp. Fun fact about him, I thought Evan was a fan of him, and I was like, I was like, hey Evan, like he's on Joe Rogan, and you were like, oh, I don't want to watch that.
I mean, maybe I'll watch it, but yeah, I'll get into Neil Blomkamp. I would definitely talk about Neil Blomkamp.
We'll get back to him. He's done a lot of movies. What the fuck?
I think a decent portion of them are probably short films. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, 2009?
Because of course District 9 is famously adapted from a short film.
His short film or?
Yeah, his.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. But yeah, 2009 it came out. Runs about 2 hours. 3.7 stars on Letterboxd.
Pretty good. That's pretty good.
Starring a bunch of nobodies.
Aw, don't do Sharlto Copley like that. I like him.
He's alright.
But there is, for the most part, pretty much no
named actors.
Yeah.
And produced by Peter Jackson.
Peter Jackson, yes.
Oh. Thank you, Peter.
Peter Jackson, he did produce this. Thank you, Peter Jackson. Yeah.
So Evan, why don't you tell us
At that time, his name had quite a lot of pull. You know, a few years coming off Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah.
And all that. Yeah.
Now.
I feel like not so much.
Not as much.
Yeah. Do you agree?
You can only put your name on so many Hobbit movies.
Yeah.
Before.
Well, he directed the Hobbit movie too.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. But I'd never heard good things about those. We saw the first one.
I didn't like it.
It was okay.
But I don't even like Lord of the Rings, so.
I do like Lord of the Rings, but Hobbit was okay. Anywho, yeah, so this movie, it caught my attention in the year 2009. I was 12 years old, I suppose. No, I wasn't even 12 yet.
11.
Yeah, because it was before my birthday. Yeah, I am now 24 years old, so it was 13 years ago. I was young, 11-year-old Evan. Just figuring out my tastes for movies and whatnot. And at this time, the way this movie caught my attention, at this time I had kind of an obsession with viral marketing campaigns for movies.
Oh, I wonder why.
Do you know why?
I do. Cloverfield, right?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, which I will mention Cloverfield and its influence on District 9 as well.
Ah.
Yeah. I think at least. Fresh off Cloverfield, a viral marketing campaign I followed heavily at the time, and a movie I quite admire and respect. Maybe we can talk about it someday. So yeah, like I said,
shout out to Alex.
Shout out to Alex.
Shout out to Alex.
Who's Alex?
My ex-girlfriend.
Oh, does she like the Cloverfield?
Cloverfield was her favorite movie, yeah.
Oh, nice. Good choice.
Shout out to Alex.
Shout out to Alex. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever met anyone who was like, yeah, Cloverfield is my favorite movie. That's a respectable choice, though. Yeah, I'm not hating, but...
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Because it is a good movie. And it's very influential, as we'll get into. Yeah, and I forgot what, piece of viral marketing first came out this. I think it was before even the trailer. And I saw it because I used to follow this website that would, track, all the, marketing campaigns, the viral marketing campaigns happening at the time. And this one caught my attention. I was like, oh, aliens or whatever. Whatever. It wasn't a very good or detailed viral marketing campaign.
It wasn't extensive.
Yeah, it wasn't like Cloverfield. Cloverfield had the most insane, crazy one. Nothing has ever really come near that again. But it was it was a website here or there or whatever. And yeah, that's kind of how this movie came across my radar. And I was interested. I was excited. I was like, ooh, aliens. And then I finally saw the movie. Fun fact, this was my first rated R movie in theaters. Oh. Yeah. My dad took me. to go see it, and I loved it. I really like this movie a lot.
Well, good.
Yeah. So there you go. There's my District 9 history.
Do you want to know my history with District 9, Evan?
Yeah.
Remember when we called the number?
Yeah, I actually did want. I was like, we should tell that story. So, do you want to tell that story, Dylan?
Well, I mean, it's not much of a story, but we were sleeping over. Me, you, and Andy were sleeping over at your house.
Yeah.
And there's kind of a funny aspect of the story that I don't think we ever talked about that much, but basically there was like, cause there, you mentioned the viral marketing.
Yeah.
And you could call a number for District 9, and I think like report that you saw an alien. Or
yeah,
something
it
like
was
that.
something like that. Yeah.
And yeah, so like you kept saying like, oh, can we call it? Can we call it? And I remember Andy was like really scared, like,
because like you call the number, then you could like hear like the alien talking or whatever. You remember? It's like it got like hacked or something.
I think
like
maybe
that.
like the alien would like push the guy over and be like, ah, it's me, the alien. Like, wow, look out. But I remember being scared too. But listen. The fact that Andy was scared and you were like laughing at him made me like, like it made me feel better, you know?
You're like, oh yeah, it's not that scary.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, it's just a phone call. It's like we're basically like just like
calling like an automated.
We're just charging Evan's dad's landline to call this fucking number, so it kind of made me less scared of it, and it's a funny memory.
That's a good time.
It's a good memory.
Good time, right?
Yeah.
And we also we prank called your friend Matthew that same night. Shout out to Matthew.
Didn't his mom call us back and like, why the fuck did you call me? Right? Didn't she?
Yeah, I don't think we mentioned that you were involved. I don't think.
No?
No, I don't think so.
Oh my god.
I think we were just like, oh, sorry. I think it was me talking on the phone. I was just like, yeah, sorry, or something like that. I don't think I mentioned like, oh, it was Dylan. Respect to you, Matthew. I'm sorry for scaring your mother.
Love and respect to you, Matthew. I know you're listening.
Yeah,
somewhere.
Definitely. He's like, what is RNS Podcast? What the fuck is that?
All right.
So yeah, do you want to tell us your reaction to this movie, Dylan?
My reaction,
because this was your first time seeing it. I was surprised that you hadn't seen it actually.
Basically, when I was a kid, I kind of had the same reaction to this movie that I did like Avatar. I was like,
and both of them came out the same year.
Yeah, and I've never seen Avatar either.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
one of the few people on planet Earth who has not seen the film Avatar.
Yeah, just both of these movies, I was like,
You know what's funny? They have some very distinct similarities.
I feel like that's what made me not want to watch it. Because I was like, oh, like, the person, like, turns into the creature and realizes the creature's good.
Except District 9 is, like, a lot more, like, scary take on it and grittier.
Avatar's like a fairy tale.
Yeah.
And this is, like, a sci-fi.
Because his transformation to the alien's, like, body horror.
Yeah.
And then that's, like you said, it's like a fantasy in Avatar. Yeah. District 9 is a much better movie, in my opinion, anyways. I'm not crazy about Avatar. Avatar, it's funny, though, 2009. I was also very excited for Avatar. I also saw that opening day. I saw both these movies opening day.
And Twilight.
Was Twilight in 2009?
I think so.
I did see Twilight in theaters. Me and Andy saw it in the dollar theater.
That was quite the era.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
It was quite the
2009
era.
Was crazy.
Hannah Montana movie, I think.
Was that in 2009 also?
I think so.
2009 was a crazy-ass year.
Yeah. No, because I'm remembering Andy's video. You remember Andy's video from 2009 where he was like, my number one exciting movie from 2009 is the Hannah Montana movie.
Oh, yeah.
Just kidding, guys. It's Avatar.
Oh,
you remember that?
You just like awoke something in my fucking brain.
I
forgot about that.
That was one of my favorite videos of his.
No, I like District 9 a lot more than Avatar. But there was something else in 2009. You just made me think. Oh, also the film 9, the animated movie. That was good.
I recall that.
I like that one. Yeah.
Probably epic movie or something.
Epic movie, yeah.
Probably.
Vampires Don't Suck, probably. No, that was like 2012, wasn't it?
Later,
yeah.
It's a little later. I saw that with Andy.
Yeah, I know. The reason I know because I was already in Duluth when you guys saw that. Anyhow.
What a year. What a year for cinema.
But that's interesting. You didn't want to see it for that reason.
Yeah, they kind of, I think a mixture of like the special effects and like the kind of transforming into a character.
Yeah.
And, like social commentary.
I think they are very similar. Yeah. A lot of ways. But I just like, the District 9's more storytelling focus, maybe you say. It's storytelling focus. I like the body horror. I like the actors. I like everything in this movie. This is like a perfect movie to me, honestly. Like everything is really great. The CGI like holds up really well, in my opinion. I think it still looks fantastic.
I think it
holds aliens. Up. I like the design of the aliens. Honestly,
they're good.
Yeah. It's like they kind of look like bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they kind of remind me of the things from Halo. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
Well, you know, it's funny. Peter Jackson and Neil Blomkamp were both attached to direct, like, Halo at some point. And I think, I don't know this for sure, but I think originally they were developing Halo, and then somehow he ended up just turning his short film into District 9.
Oh, really?
They're like, okay, let's make that a full feature film. I don't, off the top of my head, I'm not entirely sure, but I know at some point Peter Jackson and Neil Blomkamp were both attached to do a Halo movie or a TV series.
I think they wound up. Maybe what was it? Who made the Halo show? Netflix?
I don't even know.
Recently?
It's not on Netflix. No, it's on. I don't know what it's on.
I feel like whoever made Halo, they were sitting on the rights for a while, and at some point they were Peter Jackson and Neil Blomkamp were on that one, and it turned into whatever.
But it was in development hell for years.
Yeah,
because
I remember it was on there for a long time.
And I don't hear anybody talking about that show, so it must have not been very good.
The only times people hear about talking about it is that it's mid.
I don't think I've heard any good things about that TV show that came out.
That's all I hear. And I remember hearing that Master Chief takes off his helmet for most of the show.
Really?
Like, his helmet's off for most of the show.
And he never takes off in the game, right?
Like, one of the only iconic things about Master Chief is that he does not remove his helmet at any point.
So it's probably not a great adaptation, no, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
the actor is like, it's really hot. Can I take this off?
He's like, oh, I want to smile in the camera. Can I please him?
Well, I won't check that out then.
Yeah, don't check it out. Don't check it out.
Should we get into the plot of this movie?
Yeah, Evan, what's the plot?
So, of course, it takes place in South Africa, in Johannesburg. And basically, it starts out kind of documentary style. It's interesting. This movie mixes like a traditional narrative film with a mockumentary and some found footage. It's weird. I think the found footage was kind of a product of its time. Like I mentioned briefly to you in the group chat. So at this time, found footage was kind of a trend in movies.
Yeah.
Especially after Cloverfield. But there was also paranormal activity and things like that. Because this doesn't just mix this mixes the paranormal activity style of found footage with the Cloverfield style, the handheld, and also the security camera type stuff. And also I think it's a product of the short film also, because the short film was fully supposed to be a documentary, telling the story about the UFO landing here or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So it kind of mixes all these elements with a traditional narrative storytelling. I think it does it really well personally. I don't really find it jarring, but I know you mentioned you thought it was kind of lazy, the found footage aspect of it.
I didn't like it. It kind of reminded me of it made me think of Chronicle. And I remember during Chronicle I was like, this is alright.
Yeah.
It kind of takes me out of it sometimes.
That trend died pretty quick, the found footage.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think any movie has done it quite as well as Cloverfield, in my opinion. Even though in general, I like District 9 better as a movie than I think District 9 is a better movie than Cloverfield, but just for that sole gimmick, I think Cloverfield kind of perfected that.
I think Chronicle, the reason I bring up Chronicle, though, is because at first, I never liked found footage as a gimmick, really.
And it's funny, Chronicle actually does it like District 9 also, where it's not just one camera. They also have the security, it'll switch what camera it's on.
Yeah, and the whole, the Dane DeHaan is just he likes filming everything anyway, so it's a mixture. But, because I do like Chronicle, I think it's a good movie, but I never liked the found footage aspect that much. But when I watched this, I was like, damn, I feel like it was done a lot better in Chronicle.
Really?
Yeah.
I disagree, personally.
In this movie, because in this movie, it just drops it.
Yeah, it kind of does it, like halfway through the movie.
I think if you're gonna, and then random points in the second half, it starts cutting to security cameras and shit.
Yeah.
I think if you're gonna do the found footage thing, maybe do it for the first half and then drop it. Like, it felt really lazy the way that they kept trying to make it feel like it was a documentary, and I was like, we've been just following characters for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You don't need to cut back to cameras.
I agree, but I kind of like the documentary style of it because I feel like it's an effective way to kind of give you some background on, like, MNU and, like, how this even happened without, like, a character in the narrative having to be like, oh my god, remember 20 years ago when the alien ship landed here and blah, 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 and this, you know what I mean? And also, I kind of like that they right from the beginning, you immediately know something happened to Wickus. They tell you pretty much right away, like, well, you think he's dead. I think that's kind of the initial expectation.
I think the first thing that happens to indicate something bad happened is, like, the mom says, like, oh, he was such a good boy.
At the very beginning.
I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
No, I like the I will say, I like the documentary stuff earlier in the film, but as it goes on, it just, like, trails off, and it's still there for some reason.
I agree that's, like, they kind of just let it go. Maybe they should have.
I think they should have just let it go completely.
Yeah.
Like, just let the first half. I think it does do a good job, like you're saying, of explaining everything and in an entertaining way. And
yeah, you know what I mean? Because then it would be kind of stupid if it's like a character's like, yeah, this. You know what I mean? Like, exposition, yeah. Because obviously documentaries always have exposition. So it works, like, in a natural kind of way. But anyways, I guess I didn't even finish explaining what the movie's about. So basically, takes place in 2009. 20 years ago, a ship, like a UFO, landed in Johannesburg. They don't really explain, because they don't know, like, the people, like, why it's stuck there. It's, like, out of fuel, I guess,
It's interesting
basically.
Because they say, like, it hovered over the city for 2 months. I actually thought the lore was pretty interesting.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Because they were like, oh, it hovered over the city for 2 months, and then they flew ships up there, or, like, helicopters.
Yeah, to, like, cut it open.
They just cut it open, and then they find, like, dying, like, hard labor workers.
Yeah.
So it's not, like, diplomats or, like, athletes or warriors. It's, like, all their...
Yeah, like the working
all
class
their lower
people.
class or working class aliens. And so...
And that's interesting, because I think that's... With the character Christopher, that's, like, gonna be, like, a big part of what's going on in this movie. But anyways,
I liked him too. We'll get to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the lore of it, learning what happened and everything was really interesting. I guess it was weird that... How did they get them down? I guess they flew them
They never really
down.
say, yeah. But it's like... I think initially there's like 1 million of them. That's what they say at first. It's 1 million of the aliens. And basically they're like, well, we have a shit ton of these aliens and we don't know where to put them. So they just put them in District 9, which is like a slum.
Yeah.
And pretty like... I would say this... The allegory here is obviously... It's not deep or anything. You get what's going on. It's pretty straightforward. You don't even have to watch a movie to really know. It's like supposed to be like refugees or immigrants, something like that. The way I see it, more for like refugees, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Refugees or like just immigrants.
Yeah. But what I mean is, I see it more so refugees than immigrants. Even though you could like apply to either one, but it's like them being kind of like stuck there. You know what I mean? Because they, losing their home. Well, we don't know their planet's still alive or whatever, but whatever happened to get them to be displaced, I guess. And the government doesn't know what to do with them, so they just put them in this shitty slum. And craziness ensues. Yeah. I guess it's like there starts being like political
upheaval.
Upheaval. I'm gonna say unrest, but upheaval, that works. Because the people are like, yeah, we don't want these fucking aliens. Like, because like they're like rioting and shit, I guess, because they don't have shit. They live in like a shitty fucking slum or whatever, and also they have a different culture and whatnot. So the people are like, yeah, get them out of here, and that kind of what leads to this movie. So MNU, which is like, I guess they're like a government contractor. They're a weapons company, right?
They just couldn't use anything real.
Well, yeah, but it's like a government fucking agency or whatever. I guess the South African government hires them to move them to District 10, which is like Wicket says it's later, but basically like gonna be like a concentration camp to get them completely away from.
Wicket is a piece of shit.
Yeah, he's not a good person. No. He redeems himself in the movie.
He does.
I mean, it is for selfish reasons, but he does kind of redeem himself. But no, he's not.
I don't think when he redeems himself, like really at the end.
Well, at the very end, you're right. It's not.
I don't think.
But like selfish. For a good portion of it, I guess.
Most of the ending, his motivation is selfish. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But then he.
At the very end,
it's a selfless, bit of a selfless act.
He does.
But backtrack.
Which I do want to talk about. But yeah.
We'll rewind it back. Sorry, I kind of jumped ahead a little bit. But yeah, Wickus is a motherfucker.
Yeah, this is a good way to kick it off because I pretty much set the stage. So yeah, he is a motherfucker.
He's a motherfucker. He's a suit.
He is a suit.
He's a suit. He's a bastard. He's dating the daughter of a higher up.
Yeah, he's like the CEO or whatever. I don't know what he is, but yeah.
It's weird because I don't really even know what to call them. I guess you're right. They're contractors.
Yeah,
but like
that's what I was thinking. It's like a company.
They're like these military contract. Like they're like what's the word? When you like hire military.
Yeah,
people,
I know. Like I don't know what the word is right now. Like a militia, not militia.
Something like that.
Yeah. Well, they actually do say it's like this is a weapon. They manufacture weapons also.
Yeah.
Because that's another big plot.
The world's second biggest weapons manufacturer. Yeah. So their job, Evan, as you said, is to enter District 9. And I do want to mention something after I, explain this. But so they all have to go. All their military people and all their suits have to go into District 9, and I guess one by one get them to sign eviction notices. Yeah. So this is one part of the movie that took me out a little bit, because I was like, 1 million? There's 1 million.
Yeah. I wonder
That's a
though.
lot.
I wonder though. It's like, I don't know. Like, are some of them living together? Does only one person have to sign? We don't really ever get like the logistics of it.
They do say at one point, like right before they go to do this, one of them is like...
I think also, I don't think Wickus is the only one going around doing
No, it's just one team.
Yeah, but we obviously focus on Wickus, but I think there's like other people.
Yeah, it's just one team.
Yeah.
But right before they go in to do it, it is weird though, because they don't really show any form of scope. Because like his girlfriend's dad or wife or what? I don't, girlfriend or wife?
It's his wife. It's his wife. Yeah.
His wife's dad is like the head of the whole thing.
Yeah. And
then there's Wickus, and then there's like the gun people, and you don't really see. And then you see like one lab. So the scale feels pretty small.
Yeah, I agree.
So I feel like the number of 1 million was a little ambitious.
Yeah. I kind of agree. Yeah, but
because if I didn't see any other like captains or leaders, and it was like 100,000, I'm like, we don't need to see him. But it just the scope they felt like they overreached a little bit.
I can agree with that. Yeah, it doesn't bother me personally, but I can definitely see where you're coming from.
Well, it's not like I'm like I hate the movie.
No. I think that's.
It just took me out a little bit.
Yeah.
But they do say right before they go into it, they're like, this is just like a formality.
Yeah.
Like, someone says something to that effect about like it doesn't matter if they sign these.
It's like they had to go through like the legal process.
Yeah, we just have to kind of look like we're doing the right thing.
Yeah, and also it's like it reminds me of like what they were doing with like Native Americans. You know, it's like, they couldn't read English and shit, so they would get them to, like, sign away their land.
Yeah, they were like, Ching Chong, sign this, you fucking idiot. Yeah. Like, and just, like, that's so, like, evil. That's so fucking evil.
Yeah, they just did that. Or, it's like, you remember one part, so for some reason they love the cat food. One of them, he's like, he signs it, he's like, I'll give you a can of the cat food. He's like, okay, he just signs it, he's like, yeah, whatever.
I did like how they had like a good kind of variety of personalities.
I agree.
They came across really well with the different aliens in District 9.
Yeah, I agree.
Isn't that right?
I do. Yeah,
like
I mean, you are correct. Yeah.
The crazy one with the bra on. Remember him?
Yeah. Like, who's pissing on?
Yeah, he starts pissing.
and they pee blue.
I remember Wickus is like, why are you pissing on your house? Like, stop pissing on your... He's like pissing on top of his bed or something. That was pretty funny. So yeah, they're wandering around District 9, aren't they?
Yeah.
And they're handing eviction notices out.
This part I actually do kind of this whole setup here. Like it's disturbing, but it's also like funny. Like
it is funny.
Wick is he's like optimism about it all. Like you sent me the Snapchat when they find the eggs.
Oh yeah. Yeah, just his demeanor.
Yeah, and he's like, he's popping. He's like popcorn, and they burn the house basically. Oh, and you know, like he's like the guy was like, he's not like an intern, but he's like
under him.
Yeah, you know, like the guy is like he's doing like a ride along kind of.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And that poor guy. Remember, they don't have an extra bulletproof vest, and they're like, oh, you don't need it. And they like Wicked like pulls like the plug because they're like feeding the eggs through like tubes or whatever.
Yeah, there's like 100 eggs in this shack.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's what they're burning down.
And he like murders one of them. Like he pulls out the tube, and he's like telling the other guy, he's like, "You do it." He's like, remember, he's like trying to get him. He's like, "Oh, you try it." And then he hands him like a piece of like the tube or whatever. He's like, "Oh, you take this home." He's like, "You can say you did it." I thought that was funny.
That was funny.
Yeah.
That was a good one. Yeah, because he's just so like bureaucratic. And, it's like a Wendy's manager being like, "Oh well, like here, like you learn how to clean the fryer," and like you, like it's so fun, like right, like I don't, like you know what I mean? It's kind of like that.
And when they get into that first shoot off, he's grabbing the cat food and throwing it.
Oh yeah,
he's cat food.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, is that tear gas?" He's like, "It's cat food. Distract them.
That's something I like too. Is like they never explain that either, but for some reason they're like obsessed with fucking cat food.
Yeah, they're just like there's some things where I like that they don't explain it.
No, me too.
Yeah, like because it's just like they're just like these weird aliens.
Yeah.
They like weird tuna flavor and stuff like that. They eat rubber.
They eat rubber. Oh yeah, they do. They actually do.
That never comes back.
Yeah, you see one of them eating like biting. They have like the spare tire.
Yeah, he says like they like to eat the tire like it's a marshmallow, and he like takes a big bite out of the tire.
So yeah, it's I don't know. I really like this whole setup a lot.
Yeah, that whole part is really interesting.
And like you said, like the Wendy's manager, that's a good way to put it.
That's from experience.
Oh yeah. He was a nice guy. The Wendy's manager. He's like, now you clean this.
Wendy's manager?
Yeah, he said, now you clean this disgusting fryer.
My Wendy's manager was a crackhead, and then my other one went to jail.
So yeah, good experience.
So yeah,
I mean, he didn't turn into an alien at least. So
yeah.
Spoiler alert. For if you've not seen District 9. Well, I think we actually mentioned that at the very beginning. He turns into a fucking alien. Also, yeah, I think this is the first time we break away from, like, the found footage style. If when you see the alien Christopher. This is also funny to me. He has, like, generic white man name. Christopher Johnson. I thought that was funny. Again, it reminds me of, like a Native American type thing. Like, them giving him this, like, standard-ass fucking, like, white people names.
Is that the only one he calls by name?
I think so, yeah.
I feel like that is, yeah.
Yeah, Christopher Johnson. I guess they're, this kind of disturbing. They're registered in whatever system they have. But you see they have, like, they're, like, branded. They have, like, the M&U brands in their head.
Yeah.
That kind of disturbing.
That is disturbing.
Yeah.
And, like, why? Like, they're all aliens.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, their texture is weird on the aliens.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I feel like some of them have, like colors to them. I don't know if that's from, like, residue and shit.
Paint.
Okay, yeah, it's, like, paint and shit like that. I don't know. I always thought that was interesting.
I think that's just to, like, from like, a behind-the-scenes type perspective. I think it's just to, like, make it not look lazy. Like, not make it look like they're all the same model.
Yeah, yeah.
And, like, distinguish them and make it look, unique.
Yeah, because you see, like, his friend who dies, who's, like, digging through the trash with him, has, like, yellow paint on him.
Yeah.
And then Christopher has the red paint. And then, obviously, the little one is, well, he's a child, so you can tell. I was wondering at first, I was like, because I hadn't seen it in many years, I was like, how old is that fucking kid? Like, did he already have the kid when they landed here? But then they mentioned later, like, oh, his son had to be registered or whatever, so he had that child while...
Yeah, he had to have a permit.
Yeah, yeah,
which is pretty crazy.
Yeah. But anyways, how I was saying, this is another like interesting piece of the lore or whatever. They're like digging for pieces of like the technology or whatever, because they're like extracting whatever fluid they use, to put into like this underground ship. I guess it's like that piece of the ship, like this mini ship. It's like, I don't know. It's like I don't know what you would call it for the mothership. It's like what makes the whole thing run.
Something like that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know what you would call that, like the heart of it or whatever.
Whatever it is, it's like the piece that fell out. They established that a piece fell out. It was under Christopher's house, like this particular alien that we follow, one of the smartest ones.
Yeah, it's like another ship or whatever, or it can act as a ship at least. But anyways, I guess that's what ran out of fuel. So that for the last 20 years, he's been like gathering the fuel or whatever from other pieces of alien technology, and he finally gathered enough. And then, of course, MNU confiscates it from his house. They come to his house, they kill his friend, and then they confiscate it. Oh, isn't that crazy, Dylan?
Sons of bitches.
Isn't that crazy?
Sons of bitches. And
Wickus, of course, gets the alien fluid all over his face.
That stupid son of a bitch.
He grabs it and points at her. You know what's funny? I would never, like, just grab some fucking alien tube that I had no idea what it is and point it directly at
Okay, you know when I knew, like... So, obviously, I did know that he turns into an alien.
Yeah.
But once he walked in to that one room and he's like, oh, I've never seen this before. It's like a chemistry set.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, don't touch this stuff. Like, why? What are you doing?
Yeah.
And, like, there's one where he's just, like, rambling on about it and he doesn't know what it is. He's like, this is some kind of... It's not a weapon, but it's very dangerous, so we'll have to take it. That's not how they sound. But, yeah.
The South African accent started pretty good, and then I think it turned to an Indian accent.
Yeah. Well, that's funnier. But yeah, he's just like shaking around like a Coke can.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you're a fucking idiot. But yeah, it kind of feels natural because he's trying to be like this like host, like boss, like giving you like a spiel and like trying to act like he knows everything.
Yeah, and with the camera too. Yeah,
and for like the training and he's trying to act like that. So it feels natural the way he kind of fucks himself.
I agree.
Yeah.
And he just points at his face and gets all that fluid.
He's like, stop yelling, stop yelling.
Yeah. And then from there, they just kind of go about the rest of the day. Oh, and he gets fucked up by another alien. I forgot which one. Was it? Yeah. Is it his friend? Christopher's friend or whatever? Yeah, he, like, kicks him. Remember, because he, like, breaks his arm. And that was kind of a clever way to cover up his arm for that.
The reveal.
Yeah, the reveal later. Yeah, he gets fucked up, yeah. And then they kill the other alien who's helping Christopher, like...
Oh, he gets shot?
Yeah.
Oh, right, he gets shot, okay.
Yeah, they shoot, like... Because they're, like, questioning, they're like, what the fuck is this? Like, oh, you're under arrest or whatever. And then, obviously, he, like, stands up and, like, fucking kicks Wickus, like, 10 feet.
Oh, yeah, and he hits the, like...
The porta potty.
Gets kicked into
yeah.
And
he, like, breaks his arm or whatever. And they shoot the fucking alien. And this is, like, kind of interesting because it comes back later. So there's, like, the main, like, military dude, the, like, bald guy who's, like, a major asshole or whatever.
The main kind of, like, antagonist.
Yeah. And throughout, like, at least in the beginning, I guess kind of throughout the movie, he's kind of, like, always demaculating Wickus.
Yeah.
Like, he talks to him like he's, like, a fucking pussy or whatever.
And I remember in the first, like, one of the first scenes when they're getting ready to leave to, like, go to District 9. And he's like, oh, you have too much, like, you're not supposed to carry ammunition in your hand like that.
Yeah.
Then, like,
he said they had, like, too much, like, more than the legal amount or whatever that they're supposed to have with them.
And then, like, the fucking sergeant guy, like, stops him and he's like, oh, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you. I was like, alright, that guy is, like, evil. That's crazy.
But that's, like, a part of this movie. It's, like, him kind of, like, standing up for himself, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't... Because this dude's, like, constantly, like... He kind of, someone who gets, like, pushed around, I guess. If that makes sense. It's not, like... I wouldn't say it's a theme that's, like, super explored in the movie. But it's definitely a part of it. Would you agree?
Sure.
And I think that's kind of part of his transformation, if you will.
Well, it's kind of
at
like...
the end of the movie.
He has a bit of, like... His personality before being turned into an alien is kind of like a pushover.
Yeah.
Even though he's kind of like in the human class, like the higher class. And then by making his flaw as a character, like his like being a doormat.
Yeah.
Then you're able to like empower him by like making him the alien.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like you said, it's nothing fancy, but it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
I agree.
How about that?
I agree. I agree.
Still sucks though.
Oh no.
Nah, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Don't say that, Dylan. But yeah, so that's basically the setup for where the rest of the movie goes. Because after this, he starts fucking
turning into
an alien. Yeah, into an alien. Because he like comes back to the office or whatever. No, I think it first starts. They go out to eat. Like they eat at.
They go to a fast food place.
Yeah, this place he apparently likes to go to a lot. Because you see him come back there later. And he's the one who points out, like, yeah, let's go eat there or whatever. He likes burgers, I think. Because he mentioned burgers a few times in the movies. Yeah, he likes burgers.
That part where he asked the butcher later.
Oh, yeah, hamburger.
He's like, do you think we have a hamburger here?
It's like fucking, like...
Cutting open a pig head in half. He's like, do you have a hamburger? Funny. It is funny. It is a funny moment.
But yeah, they go out to eat, and then like he starts like bleeding like black fluid from his fucking nose. And they're like, "Oh, weakest." I like his two friends, the big bodyguard dude, and of course the ride along guy.
I like them too. They're nice to him.
Yeah, they're nice to him.
And he called like the big huge like muscle guy.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, "Oh, boss man."
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
And then they go back to the office, and his like fingernails start coming off. And then it's crazy. When I first saw this movie, this was like the kind of like my first exposure to like body horror.
Oh, yeah.
Watching this movie, and at the time I was like I was only 11 when I saw this movie. I was like, oh my god, it like shocked me. Now it's not that crazy to me, but like when I saw it at the time, I was like, Jesus Christ, like the way his nails come off and shit. It's weird. It's like it kicks him very quick. The transformation, like it starts happening very quick after he gets hit with the fluid or whatever. So yeah, that always had an impact on me. The fingernail scene, it reminds me of like The Fly.
Yeah.
But obviously, by this point, I had not seen The Fly yet.
It's exactly like The Fly.
Yeah, I would say there's probably most definitely some inspiration there. I think.
I wonder.
Yeah, because in The Fly, I think don't you actually see him taking the fingernails off?
You do.
Yeah. So.
It's much nastier in The Fly.
It is, yeah. I think in this, it comes off in a more kind of natural kind of way.
Yeah.
The way, I don't know if that makes sense, like the way it kind of chips off.
Yeah, in this movie, they kind of literally like fall off.
Yeah.
Or like just come off, but in the Fly, you kind of like rip them off with like goo.
Yeah.
And like nerves on it and shit.
Yeah.
In this, it was tame by comparison.
Yeah.
You were 11. So, no, but... I mean, it's still effective.
Yeah. And then after that, he goes back to his house or whatever. And they should have cut the party short after seeing him, because he, like, visibly looks like shit.
Yeah, he's super fucked up. Like, I don't know if they just thought he was drunk or whatever. And then, like,
he thought he was drunk.
The dad pulls him aside, and he's like, I'm gonna fucking fire you if you don't do better. And it's like, dude, he's clearly dying.
Yeah, because they were saying, like, oh, like, too many aliens out or whatever. And obviously they're trying not to look like pieces of shit by the media standards.
One thing I really liked about the movie has to do with that, too.
Yeah.
Like, they try really hard to not look evil.
Yeah.
And they're evil as fuck. Like,
which is real. It comes off real as fuck.
But it's interesting because they're like, oh, we want to make sure that they sign their rights away.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want to just take them, and like we don't want to like brutalize too many of them. Like but it's like, and then they're doing horrible like behind closed doors.
Yeah.
They're doing like horrible experiments on them. They're testing the guns. They're testing the guns on live.
Yeah. Which is a part with him later.
Aliens,
once, they find out.
Like, they're doing super fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Behind closed doors, but like they're like, oh, the optics.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, so that's super real. That was really good.
Oh, and at the birthday scene also, when he goes to the bathroom, his teeth start coming out.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Yeah. And then he passes the fuck out.
I did notice those teeth look like way too big.
Wait, do teeth start coming out here? I don't remember. Is
in
it
the
this
bathroom,
early?
I think, yeah.
Or is it not until he starts eating the cat food later? Something happens when he's in the bathroom here. It might be he just pukes in the toilet. That might be it. I can't remember.
Maybe. Yeah.
Something happened, or do more fingernails fall off? I don't remember. But Wickus is... I don't know. I really love Sharlto Copley of Wickus. His whole demeanor is just, like, hilarious to me in this movie.
He's really good.
When he's like, let's cut some cake. Like, trying to not act like he's, like, not fucking dying right now. And he passes out in the fucking cake.
That actually made me laugh. When he's, like, trying to cut the cake... And then he's like, let's cut some cake. And he's like trying to be, like you said, like he's trying to be really happy. And then he just pukes all over the like.
And he tries to clean it.
What? Yeah, he starts like very like weakly like patting it up. And the part that was funny about it to me too, and I was looking at the cake. And I was like, that's such an extra ass cake.
It's like the MNU building.
Yeah, it's like sideways to like look like a building and like decorated. I was like, that's so extra. And he just puked on it. That's so funny. Because they didn't have to, like, in terms of, like, the movie people, they didn't have to, like, mock up an extra-ass cake like that. But they did.
Shout out to them for doing it.
Yeah, shout out to those craft service people or props people or whatever.
Yeah.
Good for them.
And, so after, he ends up in the hospital after this, and the movie kicks off pretty quick from here. Because they're like checking out his arm because his arm was broken, whatever. And that's when you see he has the fucking alien arm.
No, so that was clever, like you said. I didn't think about this, but yeah, his arm gets hurt, and then presumably like the alien DNA, like the lizard, from Spider-Man, like it like rebuilds his arm quicker, than like the rest of his body because it was damaged.
And it's a good way to hide it.
And also, it makes it so you can reveal it. So it works on multiple levels, which is pretty cool. But you know what I mean? Like the lizard thing. It's like, it starts like repairing his fucking like damaged limb or whatever. So it's like boosted on that part of his body. So that's pretty cool.
And he's like, fuck him on! When he sees it.
Yeah, fuck him on! That's his favorite catchphrase.
I remember when I was younger, I watched like in middle school... I remember me and this guy I knew, his name was Wally. Shout out to you, Wally. I miss you, bro. I have not seen you in many years. We would always talk about District 9 and watch that compilation of him saying, fuck.
Fuck, man.
Fuck. There's like, I don't know how many times to say the word fuck in this, but...
It must be a couple dozen.
Yeah.
Can I look it up
I think it's like over 100. I could be wrong. Yeah.
Oh my god.
But he says fuck like F-O-O-K.
Yeah.
Fuck. And do you remember like the Nigerian warlord guy? Well, of course you remember him. He's a big part of the movie. So you remember when Wickus like first takes like some of the guns from them?
Yeah.
That comes up later. The Nigerian warlord guy, he has like a very distinct voice. Like he has like a really strong accent, and his voice is like very powerful. But there's a point when Wickus first uses that like
the gravity gun thing.
Yeah, the one that pushes people. The warlord guy's like, oh, holy shit! This guy Wally did like a spot on impression of that guy saying, "Oh, holy shit!" It was like spot on. So, shout out to you, Wally.
Dude, shout out Wally.
Yeah, I hope you're doing good, bro.
That's funny, dude.
Yeah. So he had the. Oh, did you look it up? How many times they say "fucking"?
You want to wager a guess?
I was 112.
137.
137. Oh shit.
But that's not just Wickus. That's everyone.
Oh yeah. Just it's heavy on the fucks.
I didn't think it was that many. That's a lot.
He says a lot. I guess I think it's more noticeable when he says it because he's very like animated, just in general. And his character.
I really started to notice that at one point he's alone and he's like, "Fuck, man."
Oh, there's a part he's like, "Fuck." Also, I forgot which part. Maybe when he's framed for fucking the aliens. That might be...
That was bad, yeah. They really did that. How do you recover from that, for real? That's crazy.
And it's funny, it's like... The freeze frame they use... I'm just going to skip ahead a bit. Okay, so he has an alien arm. They start using him to...
we talked about testing the gun.
Yeah, they start using him to like...
we didn't mention that. Mm-hmm. Specifically, their technology is like biological.
Yeah.
And there's an aspect of like a biological fluid that's like the fuel or like some type of helps it run somehow. And
so mostly the big thing that they really want from the aliens is the guns, because obviously the guns,
the government, and like the militia,
money, whatever, they're evil. Yeah,
the businesses, they want money and guns, and they want to sell the guns. And the key to getting the guns to work is having an alien use it. Yeah. And since this is the first man that's been successfully like biologically mixed with an alien, they want to test him. They want to strip him for his little goo and his parts and manufacture more or whatever. Yeah. And I like how there's like two different like there's like the evil warlords chasing him who also want the weapons, and then there's also the fucking government. Yeah. So I don't know, and I think they say it's like, oh, he's like the world's most wanted man or whatever, which I guess would make, like, if this were real, I guess that would it sounds pretty accurate. Yeah. Like you'd be like the most valuable fucking asset on Earth or whatever. They say that too, I think. Yeah, the most valuable man on Earth. Uh-huh. But like in a world full of movies full of superheroes and whatnot, it's hard to imagine just a guy with some alien DNA being the most valuable man. But here it is. Yeah. Thanks, Neil. Thanks, Neil. I think it's weird. I just speaking to your point earlier about the scale of it. It does feel very small, so it's kind of hard to imagine some of like the bigger aspects of this movie, if that makes sense. Like what? Oh, like the news and just thinking like the worldwide stuff. Like you mentioned about the million. Yeah. I don't know if this makes sense what I'm saying, but like the story feels very small, so it's kind of hard to think of like the global scale of it, if that makes sense. No, yeah. And the movie has a very small budget. It was only $30 million, I think. They, they get it done. Yeah, for sure. I still, like I mentioned earlier, the effects I think look really great. I think they're good. I think that in some places they've aged. In some places they're pretty good. Most of the what's his name, Dickus, Wickus. Yeah, the evil military guy calls him Dickus. Caucus. Yeah. Yeah, most of the effects on him were really good. Mm-hmm. Some of the ship, the drop ship. Yeah, the scene where that crashes looked pretty bad. When it got shot down by like the rocket launcher later in the movie. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Before it gets like tractor beamed back up, like. Yeah, that ship does look kind of video game-ish now. That doesn't look great. Most of the aliens look good. I think they all look really good. I think the little alien creatures look pretty bad. Oh yeah, they're like pets ones? Or whatever. Yeah. Like what the fuck they're. Those look pretty bad. I like when they were doing like the cockfighting. Except with fucking. Yeah, you know what's crazy? Like, that's the first time that you see people. I was like, what the fuck? There's just like people in here. Like the first time you see it is when there's like the Nigerians like gambling. With the alien. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. I didn't know that was part of the movie, actually. Yeah. I didn't know that there was, like, a Nigerian warlord in District 9. So that was a shock. But anyway, so what was I skipping ahead to? Yeah, they're testing him. He can effectively use the weapons. He escapes, and then they frame him. I like the scene where he escapes, though. Yeah, me too. Not to go too into detail. Like you said, it's not that crazy. Yeah. But I just really liked... I like seeing him go from, like, like the fast food manager to, like, I'll fucking kill you! Criminal, I swear to God, I'll fucking kill you! Yeah. Like, that shit was really funny. He's a good actor. Yeah. Much love to Sharto. I'll talk about him when I talk about Neil. We can save that for when we're done talking about the movie, I guess. And then... Yeah. Well, I wanted to talk about them framing him for fucking an alien. So, yeah. So, in an attempt to get him... Yeah. Or in an attempt to kind of turn the story in their favor. Yeah. As they tend to do, the lamestream media. Of course. They claim that the way that he got biomutated... Well, do they actually mention, like, did they say, like, oh, he is... Yes, because they say he's infectious. Okay, but they don't say like he turned to an alien. I don't think. I just think they say he has like some kind of disease. Yeah, they say he's diseased. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fucking an alien. From fucking an alien. Yeah. And it's funny because the screenshot they show where they like censor it to make it look like he has like a dick in it was actually from earlier in the movie that we actually saw that shot. It's like a frame from the found footage. Yeah. Like portion of the movie.
It was like just him like. I forgot exactly what was happening, but it's like nothing dirty, obviously. Like
he was just like walking into an alien or like holding an alien,
and they like censor it. Like the thing that's so ridiculous to me about that though is it's like how would that even happen? Like with just like him doing that operation and like the whole MNU like camera crew following him around. You know what I mean? Like. He just pulled out his dick and started fucking
an alien in the
while
street.
they filmed. Yeah, you know what I mean?
It's really funny, yeah, because he just has all his clothes on. And you just imagine this guy, like, in the broad daylight in the street, like, fucking an alien. And, the public is just like, oh, no!
Yeah.
Like,
they start looking at him in the fucking... well, I think, like, the lady working at the fucking burger shop recognizes
the cashier,
him.
yeah. That was insane, too, because... She's like, let me go get my manager.
Yeah.
And then, like, he's like, oh, like, I'm fucked. Like, they know, you know, and everyone runs out scared and they see the newscast. And then he's grabbing all the fast food and, like, trying to eat it and, like, steal some of it. And then the fucking manager comes out with a fucking shotgun.
Yeah, the shock.
That was crazy.
Rest in peace,
Shotgun.
him, if he had been shot. But luckily he wasn't. He escaped.
And he continued on.
Yeah, he continued on.
To Act 2.
He went on to continue fucking aliens.
In the middle of the street.
Yeah.
Would you fuck one of those things?
Oh, yeah, they're very attractive, you know. I like how they look like
God damn. But when the dad said, like, when he said that, or what the daughter explains that the dad told her, like, where she's like, he told me that you, like, became obsessed with them. I was like... Oh.
Yeah, because he tried calling his wife or whatever.
I was like, bro, how are you gonna get out of this? You are screwed.
And you know, when he's, like, first in the lab or whatever, his dad is, like, telling him, like, yeah, you're never gonna see him again. I think at first he's trying to frame it like he died until he escapes or whatever.
I think what he was doing was teeing it up to be... He was like, oh, you might want to get ready to, like, say goodbye to him. So, he's like, oh, he might not... I don't think he's gonna make it.
Yeah,
they're trying to save him. But then,
damn, he is evil.
And it's like it would be really hard. Like, cause let's say he does come back.
Yeah.
Fucking Chris, the alien. Chris comes back, heals him. He goes back to his wife. Like, there's no way she's believing he didn't fucking alien, right?
No, I think she would, because he explained to her. He's like, yeah, no, he's like, your father is lying. And she said that she believed him.
But they were doing that to trace the call.
I mean, they were tracing it, but I think she did believe him.
Maybe she didn't know that they were tracing it. I don't know
just
if she knew.
Because, especially because what you see from the end of the movie, I think that it's like, she still, like, yeah, I don't think she ever stopped, like, loving him or whatever. She never thought thinks he's like some fucking disgusting person or anything.
Yeah, she probably knows the government's always up to some ass bullshit because her dad's like, you know.
Yeah, she's like, my dad's a piece of shit, whatever.
Facts.
But that was sweet. I do like that whole aspect of the movie. The only thing that kind of keeps him going is like doing this for his wife.
He wants to go home to his wife.
Yeah, he wants to go home to his wife.
He said, "I want to hold you again."
Yeah.
She said, "I don't want you to hold me."
That was fucked up.
That was savage.
That was savage. Jeez.
She said, "I don't want you to hold me anymore."
Would you, if you had a big alien arm?
Let's say a beautiful girl had a big alien arm. Yes.
Oh, you would be okay with it.
Yeah,
but
when she fully turned into one, I don't know. But one arm, I can work around that.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, so you wanted to skip to...
Oh, yeah, so, he goes, from there, he goes into hiding into District 9. They're like, the one place they would never go look for.
The one place they'll never look for.
I actually think that's bullshit.
That doesn't make any sense.
Like, would that really be the one place, like, they wouldn't think to look for him?
No, they probably would look for you there. They probably would.
But that is how they find him, though, because he does call his wife again.
Yeah.
And, or she calls him, actually, the second time.
Maybe they wouldn't have never found him. Yeah.
And good old Christopher, he's like, he recognizes him, and he sees he turned to an alien. He's like, where's the tube? Oh, well, MNU has it.
And he's like, let's go kill them.
Yeah.
And then he's like, no.
And then he's like, yes. But I did want to talk about the character Christopher. So it's interesting. When they first try to evict him, they actually do mention, like, because he can read the English, so he's like an educated versus all of them, it's like these are supposed to be like the poor ones, but Christopher, he's like a smarter, more educated one, and you never find out like really why he's there, but I don't know. I guess he was some kind of scientist or something like that.
I would assume he was one of the technicians that was like actually like that was there to work on the ship that was transporting the workers.
Yeah.
So that's what I would guess.
That's what I think. He's some kind of scientist or technician, something like that. But yeah, I like that when it's like when we first are introduced to the character, he kind of gets the one up on them because like, oh, he can fucking read, and he knows he knows his rights. He's like, yeah, this isn't fucking legal.
I really like that interaction between Wickus and him.
Yeah,
because he's like, oh, this one's like a smart one.
Yeah,
and he's like, hey, we're gonna take your kid.
Yeah,
sign it or we take your kid. Like he just turns evil.
Yeah. Oh no. I don't want to go back too much to the beginning, but it's also funny when he's trying to give the candy to the fucking he's a sweetie man.
That was really funny.
He's a sweetie man coming. Like he's like a fucking pedophile.
It's really funny when fucking Wickus first gives him he
throws it in the fucking head.
The kid throws it back at his head.
Which is funny because we see a bit later the child does take a liking to Wickus.
I guess.
Yeah, I mean Chris says he likes you.
He likes you.
Yeah, I mean he doesn't say it in English, but you know that's the closest I can.
He says,
yeah. That's a little interesting piece. Also, is I guess after 20 years or whatever, it's like they can actually like understand the aliens.
Yeah.
So I don't.
The aliens can understand that.
Yeah. So
that's one thing that I don't mind at all that they don't explain.
No, me either. I actually think like the world building is like really good.
Me too.
In this movie, I don't like everything being explained. I just kind of like the natural. Because it's like, okay, that makes sense after 20 years or whatever. They kind of like picked up on the language or whatever.
Yeah. Or
maybe they started teaching it. I don't fucking know, but
yeah, that's what
Wickus does know it somehow. But anyways, once he meets with Christopher again, of course, he shows him the ship, and he's like, yeah, if we get the tube back, I can fly back to my ship and I can heal you. So it kind of becomes like a mutual thing.
Yeah.
That like they can work together.
Mutual goals.
You scratch my back, I scratch yours. And after this point, the movie gets violent as fuck.
Yeah.
And also, so it's funny, this was also, at the time, the most violent movie I think I had ever really watched. Up until this point. Because I don't think I had ever seen a movie with so many people literally having their fucking bodies, like, blown up. You know what I mean? Because that happens a lot with the alien guns. And I like the alien weapons in this movie a lot. So once they go raid MNU to grab the tube or whatever, Wickus has some kind of, like, rail gun.
Yeah.
It's like a rail gun.
Lightning rail gun.
Yeah, kind of yeah. And I don't know. I always thought that gun was badass as fuck.
That's cool.
It's really cool to me. I think now though I can kind of see like a lot of the video game influence.
Oh yeah.
I think on this, especially maybe I never played Halo, but you mentioned that
it feels super Halo, feels super Doom-y.
Yeah.
To me, it feels
two games that I never really have. I don't have experience with either of those.
Well, guess
games.
what, Evan? I have experience in both.
With both, yeah. So
yeah.
But at the time, that wasn't really something I had.
It's not super overt, though. Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah. But you mentioned that they look like Halo creatures.
The aliens don't look exactly like the aliens from Halo, but the build, like the way the legs are, and the shape and the height. But the creatures in Halo aren't really like mollusky. Mm-hmm. I don't think. I'd have to look at them again, but yeah, they don't look the same. They're just like the build is very similar. And I guess the weapons have a similar like feel, but I like that the weapons in this, like in Halo, is just pretty much just laser beams. There's that one that like shoots crystals, which is cool. But this one has like the lightning gun and like the gravity gun.
And some of them have like bullets also.
Definitely, I remember the mech thing he has on has like heat-seeking missiles.
Yeah.
I think so.
And the gun Christopher has, it does have like some kind of bullets. But they also look kind of like lightning. They're like bullets. Yeah, the one Christopher has.
Well, I know they took human guns too from the Warlord.
Oh, but the one he has is definitely an alien. I mean, I never seen no damn human gun.
I ain't never seen no gun like that.
And yeah, I guess we didn't mention that either. How he gets those weapons are from the fucking Warlord, and that part is badass when he uses the gravity gun on them. But yeah, the Warlords is like they want to. Well, the main dude, he like wants to become like an alien also. He's like, I forgot what he said. Some funny shit. He's like, I want that arm.
I want that arm. Yeah, he's like the original Rocket Raccoon, right?
Yeah, exactly. And they have like the voodoo rituals and
but
shit.
yeah, because he has the voodoo girlfriend and
girlfriend.
Goals,
yeah.
But he has the voodoo girlfriend and she's like, it's fun.
Just eat them.
Yeah, she wants to feed him the arm and he wants the powers from the arm.
And that was like a random alien arm or whatever.
Yeah.
Because they like trick some. They have like two aliens. They sell one of them the cat food, and the other one they just like fucking assault him and then chop.
They're like, oh yeah, stay right there. We'll give you the cat food, motherfucker. And then they bash him over the head. And they're like, those stupid fuckers. They do anything we say. Damn.
That was epic. And just back to that real quick. No, does that come now? No, this comes when they see him later, actually. So I'll come back to it. But the whole raid and the MNU part, I really like this scene a lot.
I like seeing the scientists die.
Does he kill any scientists?
Oh yeah.
I don't think he does.
Yeah.
I think he kills just military people.
There was maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think he just kills like.
But I remember that one part where like Michael is like, "Oh, you said don't kill anyone."
Christopher.
Why do I call him Michael?
I don't know. Michael Jackson.
Michael.
I have no idea.
I don't know where I got Michael from, but anyways,
it's just like we mentioned, generic white man name.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. So Christopher, is his name Christopher Michael or something?
Christopher Johnson.
Oh, I was completely off.
Yeah.
But anyways, so Christopher is like, "Oh, you said don't kill anyone." And he was like, "He shot at me." That's funny. But yeah, so they're either way. I like seeing them die.
Yeah, I like seeing it. I like seeing them blow up.
I like seeing those people get tortured.
No, but really, when I saw it at the time, I was like, "Holy shit!" Like, I feel like this movie does like tension really well.
Yeah.
I don't know, just them going through the raid. It's like very exciting. Like the pacing and all of it, and the action is very good. And
the first part too, just like the opening of it. Where they like explode the entire side of the building.
Yeah, the way it starts out,
it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, because the main military dude is like, "I'm gonna go fucking get that motherfucker," or whatever, and then all of a sudden it's like they shoot the fucking railgun in there. And I like their team up. I don't know, I kind of like the odd pairing, if you will, between them. And
well, that's kind of Halo 2, actually.
Is it?
Or Halo 3, if you will.
Oh, okay.
Get it? Because 2, 3.
No, I don't know.
Anyways, in Halo 3...
I don't get it, I'll be honest.
In Halo 3... No, because, like, Halo 2 as an also... And then Halo 3 is in the third game.
Oh.
Get it?
Halo 2, too.
But in Halo 3, he teams up with one of, like, a race of aliens that were, like, in the first two games, bad guys exclusively. Okay. So, it's kind of like that.
Well, yeah, I like it. I like the team up.
It is a good dynamic.
And I do like the banter they have. Also, it's really well done. I think when he's like, "I told you to wait there," and then when later in Christopher's like, "Oh, I thought you said don't shoot them." He shot at me. And then once they get the tube back, he's like, "I told you I'd get you a way in. I never said I knew a way out."
Then he just explodes the wall again. Yeah. And they just run away.
This whole scene's done very well to me. Like the pacing, the action, the banter between them. I think it's all really, really well done. It's an exciting action scene. That's I like it a lot.
I like that part too.
Yeah.
I like their dynamic.
I agree.
I agree. There's something more I have to say about their dynamic at the end, but we'll save that. I guess,
we'll save it
for a bit later.
Well, we're almost there. The movie is in pretty quick pace.
Yeah.
Because after this, it's like, well, Christopher tells him, "Hey, sir, I'm going up there." He kind of lied to him a little bit because he's like, "Well, I had to let you know. I no, I think." He decided after seeing the lab or whatever, because they had to go back from the lab. He wants to go back to his home planet first, I guess.
I think the idea is he wants to go maybe like repair the ship enough or get enough resources or other men to come and rescue the other people and leave and go all the way back.
Yeah.
And I think that process will take 3 years.
Yeah.
And then he'll be able to probably heal him.
Yeah.
Like over the course of a little more time.
Yeah, so like Dylan, you mentioned this at the beginning, but so they're like doing a bunch of fucked up like experiments on the aliens or whatever in their like secret underground lab, because of course they have a secret underground lab. And even Wicket didn't know about that. So it makes him look significantly less evil compared to the rest of the MNU people.
I do like, though, that they, like, he's not... It's kind of like that whole, like, oh, I was just taking orders kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, he's not completely absolved of being a dick.
Yeah, it's like...
Because he's still, like, he's still clearly a bad person in the beginning of the movie. Like, the way he treats the aliens. Like, he's kind of good to them, kind of bad.
The way I see it is, like, he's, like a racist, and then they're, like, fucking Nazis.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it. But I like that distinction, and I like how eventually when he's, like, faced with, like, the scientist not caring, like, using one as target practice, he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like, I really like that, how it kind of... brings him to his limit a little bit, and obviously they force him to turn into one.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, that's a little on the nose, but that's alright.
It's alright, yeah.
It's okay.
So yeah, MNU, they're deeply evil.
Yeah, bastards. They're bastards.
And yeah, so Christopher's like, yeah, sorry, I gotta go for 3 years. And then Wick's like, 3 fucking years!
Yeah, 3 fucking years!
I want to know, like, by that point, would he even be able to turn back into a human?
I think so.
I guess.
Something about, like, Christopher, that's his name, right?
Yeah. I
cannot remember. Fucking Wickus is so ridiculous that you kind of can remember it. The rest of the names in this movie, I'm like, I don't know.
I think the only ones I know off the top of my head are Wickus and Christopher.
Yeah.
It's only 2 you really need to know.
Yeah.
The other one's like, oh...
Like
you just call the son, and the rest
the girlfriend,
like,
the boss.
Yeah.
But yeah. What the crap were we talking about?
Him going for 3 years.
Yeah, the 3-year thing. Christopher. That's what I was saying. Christopher doesn't seem like the type to lie to me. And when he says like, "Oh, I'll come back in 3 years," I think he was dead ass serious.
He's a good friend.
But part of me thinks like you should just take this dude with you.
Yeah, because he's gonna be a fucking alien already.
But I guess he was holding him off or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, by that point he's already gonna be an alien or whatever. So.
Yeah, like.
That would have been interesting, right? But if he took him with him, we wouldn't get this sweet little ending.
Are they gonna make District 10?
I don't know. Probably not. It's been in talks for like so long, and then like recently, I think it was after he was on Joe Rogan. Neil Blomkamp said, "Yeah, it's happening."
Cap.
Is it really? I don't fucking know.
Sounds like cap.
I wonder why he was even on Joe Rogan.
All the logos, he was just probably cheap. All the logos in front of this movie make me feel like the sequel will never happen. Because I was like, who the fuck are these studios?
I think it was like the South African one, so I was like, yeah, obviously me and you have never heard of it.
This movie...
Because it was a co-production, like American, South African, yeah.
It definitely... This movie's kind of an outlier.
But it does have the Columbia in front of it, Columbia TriStar. Because it... Right, yeah.
Old-ass logo.
Yeah. But it is Sony.
But there's something about this movie, too, that's, like, pretty... What's the word? Like... it's pretty unique. There's not a lot of... Because this was a pretty huge movie at the time.
Yeah, it did really well in the box office. And then, of course, it was nominated for a bunch of stuff. It got nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars.
Pretty crazy for, like, a not-American movie.
Yeah.
For how huge it was here.
I agree.
It's pretty rare.
But I would say I don't know if I would count this as a non-American movie. I don't know. I feel like it is. Is it an American release? I don't know. It's
Neil Blomkamp is South.
Yeah, he is South African. Yeah.
Right.
But anyways, yeah, it was like I guess it's like just dual production. I don't know. So, Parasite recently that was really big. Yeah, not American.
Yeah, like
and it won
2 in 2 decades.
District 9 did not win. I don't know what won for 2009.
The Hurt Locker.
Was it Hurt Locker?
I think so.
I didn't see Hurt Locker, but I assume District 9's a better movie.
I think it actually was The Hurt Locker.
I've heard Hurt Locker good. I never saw it, but I like Catherine Bigelow. I like Point Break. That's a good movie.
Is it?
Yeah, Point Break is a good movie. Yeah.
I never seen it.
Keanu Reeves, Patrick Swayze.
Oh yeah,
good movie.
Good for them.
Thank you, Catherine Bigelow.
Thank you.
But I did not see. Thank you, Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo. But I did not see Hurt Locker. I'll probably get around to it someday.
Do you want to know?
Did you see it?
Do you want to know why?
You did see Hurt Locker, didn't you?
No.
Oh, I thought you did.
Do you want to know why that I know that?
Why?
The Key of Awesome.
Because you love Jeremy Renner.
No, The Key of Awesome.
You couldn't Jeremy Renner.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
The Key of Awesome Dark Knight parody.
Yeah.
And like they complain about Dark Knight losing to The Hurt Locker, I think.
But Dark Knight came out in 2008.
But the Oscars were in 2009.
Well, I mean, like, what one that came out in the year 2009? Like, in the 2010 Oscars. That's what I mean. Contender 9 came out in 2009.
Oh. So maybe The Hurt Locker wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't then, I guess.
Oh, Hurt Locker, then it came out in 2008?
I guess so.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, yeah, Dark Knight was not that year. 2008.
Yeah.
1 year before. But yeah, so Wickes is like, oh, fuck you, Christopher, and he tries to take the ship or whatever. He, like, knocks him out.
Yeah, that was savage.
That was savage. I don't know what he was planning on doing. Because even if he got to the ship, it's like, well, you don't know how that technology works.
At that point, I'm kind of like, okay, I understand, like, you're deeply upset because you're the only person that's ever been turned into anything else, presumably.
Well, we'll find out in the prequel. In District 8, we'll find out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I can understand how being that upset, but you're kind of just like getting at like you don't know how to turn yourself into a human, and that baby can't do it.
Yeah, because the child that comes with him.
That baby can't do it.
He's like, Father.
Yeah, and Wickes is like, oh, Daddy stays up there. Daddy stays. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I like when he starts flying the smaller ship over. The sun like hits him in the face or whatever. But yeah, he doesn't get very far because obviously he like immediately. Well, actually, the sun maybe because the sun does kind of come clutch later.
What?
Like working like the technology.
Oh,
he does come clutch.
He turns the tractor beam on.
Yeah. But anyways, they shoot down the ship immediately with the fucking rocket launcher, and then the warlords like kidnap Wickes. And it's this part I was talking about. So they have him laying down. They're like pouring like some kind of liquid on him. Like they're about to do like some ritual on him.
Oh yeah,
that was like Jesus Christ. Like he's like that, and he keeps saying it won't work.
That was disturbing.
It was disturbing. And then of course they have like the mech suit.
Oh yeah.
That one of the aliens sold to them for like a can of cat food or whatever because they don't give a fuck. This part went badass. So I guess that piece of the smaller ship it can like function like all the technology or whatever. Because the sun, like, turns it on from that ship. The mech.
Yeah.
And, like, kills the warlords or whatever. And I thought this part was cool when, once it turns on, they start, like, shooting at it. And it can, like, matrix the fucking bullets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it can, like, magnet the bullets into a ball and shoot them all
and then
back
shoot them all, fucking back at them.
Doesn't that happen in something? What does that happen in?
The Matrix. Well, they don't shoot back in the Matrix. They just fall.
No, there's some movie where they stop them.
Chronicle? That happened in Chronicle too, didn't it?
No, it happens in that Tim Allen superhero movie.
What was that shit called? I forgot.
They shoot him they shoot the Bubble Boy, I think, in the tummy.
No, I mean, what was that movie called?
Something about being fast.
No, fast guy.
Fast guy.
I think that's what it was called.
The flashiest man alive.
The fast dude.
Yeah.
No, I know what you're talking about. It's
Zoom.
Yeah. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Oh, I think we talked about this.
Of course I seen
You said it sucked, right?
Yeah, it's terrible. It's a terrible movie.
I'll have to check it out sometime.
It's like Sky High, but like super lame.
Sky High's pretty awesome.
No, Sky High is dope.
Yeah.
Sky High is dope. Last good date I had was watching Sky High.
Damn.
Yeah.
Back in 2007.
Yeah. Yeah. My love life has not been great.
Yeah, Sky High at least had cool costumes and whatnot.
Sky High's dope. It's good.
Yeah.
It's like solid story, sexy woman.
Yeah, Mary Elizabeth
Sexy
Winstead.
man.
That was the first time I ever saw her.
Kurt Russell, first time I ever saw her. I mean him.
Kurt Russell was awesome.
That was deadass the first Kurt Russell movie I ever saw.
It probably was mine too. Yeah, probably. Shout out to you, Kurt Russell.
Shout out Zoom.
But yeah, so then he gets in the mech. He fucks the dudes up. At first because he comes out and they're like, oh, they have Christopher. And he's like, you keep the alien or whatever, and he runs away.
Yeah, he's like, you can keep the alien, you let me go.
Yeah.
You let me go.
And he runs away in the fucking mech. But then he hears them talking about fucking murdering him.
It's really funny how the mech runs away like a pussy. Yeah. Like he runs, you know what I mean?
Well, he says it too. He's like, keep running. Like the asshole guy.
Yeah.
He's like, keep running, dickus.
Yeah. But he's just like flailing like he's like, who flails like that?
I don't know.
I don't know, like Fred.
Luigi.
Yeah. Like he runs like a pussy. Yeah, it's funny.
But until he's not. But
then he's like, wait, I'm a badass.
Yeah.
What happens? He hears
them talking about killing Christopher or whatever.
They're like, oh, he can't help us. He won't talk. Just kill him.
Yeah.
Which I kind of didn't like that part. This is what I was talking about earlier when I said I wanted to talk about their relationship again. Because it's like, you needed to hear that to know that they were going to kill him.
I like it. I get where you're coming from.
I don't really like that.
But I feel it's like kind of a more tangible way. You know, kind of like hits them with reality, I guess you could say.
I know what you mean, but they could have done it in a way where they didn't have to make him say...
Because it's like, kind of like... At first it's kind of like, oh, he doesn't have to see it, he doesn't have to hear it, but then kind of like
he's
getting like...
with
it.
You
know what I mean?
Yeah, he's confronted with it. Which I guess kind of... that also kind of coincides with the whole... Like, him being forced to shoot the alien and him being forced to see, like, the terrible experiments in the lab, like... Him having to be confronted with
I didn't even think about that, but that's kind of a nice way to kind of tie it up.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh... Yeah.
It kind of makes sense, but at the same time, through this point in the story, you'd probably want him to, like, act on his own in that scenario.
Yeah, I can understand that, yeah.
So, in one way, I think it fits. One way, it's kind of like... There could have been some room for, like, growth.
Yeah, no, I can see that, yeah. I would agree. But, personally, I liked it. I thought it was well done. But I agree. I think you could workshop it a bit. Maybe make it come full circle a bit more, possibly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can see that, yeah. But he does come back. And obviously he fucking kills them.
Epic.
And
that's
like,
one...
Go with your boy.
I like the way that plays out, too, where, you know, he has a big epic fight with the... killing all the people, which is always awesome.
Yeah, of course. It's always fucking badass. No, this scene is really great, and I really like how the mech looks a lot, too.
Mech is cool.
Yeah. And I think there's probably some Aliens influence there from, the thing she drives in Aliens.
I think there's a bit of Titanfall 2 influence.
No, this was before Titanfall 2.
I know.
This was before Titanfall 1, I'm pretty sure.
Is there a Titanfall 1? I don't know.
Is there a part 2?
I know it's called Titanfall 2.
Oh, then yeah, there must be a part 1.
That's the first time I heard of it.
Oh, I don't know. Anyway. But Neil Blomkamp, he was attached to do an Aliens movie, so I can only assume he's a fan.
He was attached to a lot of things.
Yeah, he was. His career did not pan out.
Yeah, they saw District 9 and they're like, put him on the list.
Yeah.
Put him on the list for the Alien movie.
It did not pan out.
Again, make him do Superman next.
He was attached to Superman, wasn't he?
Probably.
I think he was.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm thinking about
Sounds like he was attached to a lot of things, though, so...
But his career did not pan out.
No.
So... No. But yeah, I agree. Maybe you could have workshopped that a bit, but I do think the scene that follows is good. And I think... I like the change of heart. And I like that he tells him, yeah, go with your boy. Go for you. I feel like the son is also kind of like a motivation for him. Because it's like in the lab when Christopher kind of like loses the will...
Yeah, he's like, Jesus Christ, think of your son.
Yeah. So, I don't know, because it's like, I feel like family kind of a big part for him, because you see, like, everything he does is, like, for his wife or whatever. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? So, he's kind of, like, oriented in that mindset, if that makes sense. So, it's interesting, kind of, I don't know if I would say he throws away his opportunity. Well, because who knows if he ever really had an opportunity to turn back. Because like, I feel like he kind of knows, like, yeah, this is, like, is it really gonna work if I go on my own, too? So there is maybe a bit of a selfish aspect. I don't know, but he comes back and saves Christopher. He says, "Yeah, go get your son, do your thing." And I like how Christopher's like, "I'll come back for you."
That's badass.
It was badass. It was bad too. He said we stick together, but Wick is like, no, go.
It would be cool if District 10, if they ever made it, which they,
won't.
Yeah. But if they did, it would be really interesting if they just pivoted and they made like a completely different movie about him trying to like assimilate back into society after having been an alien for 3 years.
That would be interesting. Yeah.
Or maybe Christopher took his sweet time and he took like 9 years to like line up more with real time or something. Or,
yeah.
I don't know.
It was funny. I was actually thinking about that because I was like, well, obviously it's been way more than fucking 3 years since this movie came out. It's been over 10 years. Yeah. So I'm like, I was thinking like, how would they work with that? I don't know.
Yeah, they could fudge it and make it 2019.
Yeah. So I don't know, but honestly, I think at this point I just prefer they don't make a sequel.
I'm fine. Yeah. I'm kind of like, if one came out, I probably would see it just because you.
No, I would definitely see it. I would probably be excited for it because I love this movie, but I don't think it's necessary at this point. It's been long enough. Just leave it be. And also, given Neil Blomkamp's track record after, it's like, yeah.
Yeah, so he did Chappie, and then he did...
Well, he did Elysium.
Elysium.
First, after District 9.
That one was shit, right?
It was not good, no.
What was that?
It's the one with Matt Damon.
Matt Damon and... Is it Mila Kunis, or is that...
No, Jodie Foster.
Jodie Foster.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Sharlto Copley was the villain in it. And he was the best part of it, because he was like kind of like... He played like this insane fucking
Elysium.
dude. Yeah. That movie was not great. It was similar to Alita, kind of, because it's like, oh, the poor people were living on Earth, and then it's like the rich people were living like on this big fucking thing in the sky. Because it wasn't that in Alita also?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Of course, everyone knows that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, everyone knows that. I'm sorry, I'm stupid, but yeah, that was not a great movie, and I did not see Chappie, but I always heard it was bad.
Chappie looks stupid.
Yeah, I never saw it.
His most
and then I heard he did a movie recently, and I heard it was really fucking bad.
That's what he went on Joe Rogan to promote.
Okay, yeah, one that came out this year or whatever. I heard it was really bad.
It was like a black and white movie filmed on like a smartphone that took place in like one room.
Well, I'm glad I didn't watch it.
It was like one of those kind of movies.
I heard it was really bad, whatever his last movie was.
Yeah, it sounded... His interview on Joe Rogan was pretty interesting, actually, but yeah, that movie I had no interest in.
Yeah, so his career did not go the way... And I was very excited for Elysium, too, because I was like, oh, I love District 9, especially at the time when it first came out. I was like, oh, I was still feeling the high off of it. And then seeing Elysium, I was like, ugh.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, it was a letdown.
That's how I felt when I saw...
What let you down?
Batman v Superman.
Oh. Well, because you famously loved Man of Steel.
Yeah, I'm a famous Man of Steel supporter.
So you were very excited for the...
I'm a champion for the Man of Steel. But I did want to mention one thing about the end also is I really like how at the end it kind of draws everything out so that the main military guy is still alive. Like fucking Wickus, like he kills everyone except that guy. And his mech gets fucked. He falls out of the mech. He's like already about to die. Yeah. Plus he's about to get shot in the head. And then, like, other aliens
I like his fucking big yellow eye. He has, like, an alien eye.
Yeah, towards the end, he's getting really alien-y, and he has that big yellow eye. Yeah. But I really like how at the end, like, he's killed, like, every military person except the sergeant, like, captain guy. He's about to get shot in the head, and then, like, a bunch of aliens come and, like, rip apart the... I love that.
Me too. I thought it was really good, yeah.
That was great.
It was good, yeah, I agree. And like I said, yeah, when I first saw that, I was like, holy shit, this movie is so violent. Because they, like, rip his head off and, like, his limbs and shit. And, yeah.
There was one part where they shoot someone in the head, and it was very, like, unceremonious, and it was, like, a character that was, like, talking. I was like, oh, that was pretty dark.
I can't remember. Who was it? Was it an alien?
No, it was a guy. It was maybe, like, a scientist.
I get shot in the head?
Maybe it was a scientist or something.
I can't remember.
I don't think it was with a gun. I think they got shot in the head with, like, an alien thing or, like, a taser.
Is it the Warlord?
Yes.
He gets hit in the head with that thing.
It was him, yeah. Oh, man, yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, no, it was. Shout out to Christopher Son, because he was, like, controlling it remotely from that fucking ship, and he saved Wickus.
No, yeah, go.
Yeah. And then, yeah, so Christopher gets in the ship, and it takes off.
And I also really like the part where this is like just a random part, but like mentioning the son and Christopher, like when the son is like, oh, like what, blah blah blah, I want to see the planet, like I want to see our home planet. It's so big. And then he's like, oh, well, we have to go here, like we have to go.
Oh yeah, he shows them like the pamphlet for District 10.
Yeah. And then like, and that's when Wickus comes up, like you said, and he's like, oh, you don't want to go there. That's a fucking concentration camp. Yeah. Like that part, I like that part because it was like, I don't know, it felt pretty real.
I agree. Yeah,
it felt pretty real.
It's like he was trying to like prepare his son.
Yeah,
like, he was trying to make it sound nicer, you know.
Yeah, he was trying to feel like good about it.
Yeah,
like on some pursuit of happiness shit.
Yeah, I have not seen that movie, but Will Smith,
Jaden Smith
and Will Smith.
Jaden Smith had a Captain America toy in that.
Did he really?
And I remember when I was a kid and I saw it, I was like...
Is it supposed to be like, well, America failed them, but he idolizes...
No.
Oh.
No.
No.
It's like a random toy.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so.
I thought it was like, yeah, America failed these people.
No. I think it's because it's like, the Captain America toy is like the last toy that Jaden Smith has as a kid. And then like, he accidentally drops it off the bus. And then Will Smith is like... Or not off the bus, off something. I don't know. But, like, Will Smith is like, no, we can't go back for it. We can't. Because he's going to be, like, late to, like, sell something. And they're, like, you know, they're homeless, so they have to sell it.
Damn.
Yeah. So it has nothing to do with... It's not, like, a deep thing or anything.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well.
You're thinking too high of that
movie. I never saw it.
It's a decent movie.
Yeah, I've heard okay things about it.
It's an okay movie.
But, yeah. So, what, at the end, they're like, yeah, well, nobody knows what happened to Wickus.
Oh,
the
that
documentary
Wickus.
people. It kind of goes back to the documentary sound. They're like, yeah, we don't know what happened to him. And at the beginning, they mentioned how Wickus loved making things for his wife. And then she says, like, yeah, she found, it's like a flower made out of, like, metal or whatever. And she's like, my friend told me, no, it can't be him. There's no way.
Obviously, it's him.
Yeah.
You have the stupidest friend ever made, if you think that.
And then you get the last shot of the movies. You see him as, like, a full-ass fucking alien, and he, like, made the flower or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it ends.
What a crazy movie.
Yeah, I always like that ending a lot. I actually did, like, tear up a little bit watching the movie again today. I've not seen it
today?
in years. Yeah, I've not seen it in many years, and
huh.
The ending did make me emotional. Like, damn, that hits.
I thought it was good. Yeah. I didn't, and I'm not shy about myself, Evan. I'll cry at a movie.
Oh, of course.
I'll cry at a movie.
I think we talked about it in an episode. I forgot
quite often. I think
it was Day Trippers.
This one didn't get me. Day Trippers did get me though.
Yeah. I think that's the episode where we talked about that.
Yeah. So yeah, if it did make me tear up, it probably would have knocked it up a half a star or so. But
yeah, it hit me.
It didn't really hit me too hard. I did enjoy it though.
Yeah, I really like this movie a lot. I've mentioned this in the past. I am a big fan of science fiction. I always love, like, science fiction movies like this where it's, like, kind of smaller in scale. And, well, I shouldn't say it's, like, smaller in scale, but I shouldn't say it, because, like, I love Dune, and obviously that's a huge scale movie. I guess what I'm trying to say is it tells more, like, a more personal or intimate story. You know what I mean? That's always... So it's, like, I like... big scope movies with a personal story, and I feel like this is another example of that. I don't know if that makes sense or not.
No, for sure, yeah.
And that's always the science fiction I like.
It's easy to get ahead of yourself with a science fiction premise.
Yeah, exactly. Like so I like where they still keep it, like, even though it's like this different world or this crazy science, whatever. They like you can still like relate to the story or. It's imaginable, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like you said, a lot of times people get too ahead of themselves with it. And I feel like this movie is not an example of that. So
yeah, it's pretty grounded.
Yeah.
It's pretty, the characters are well defined.
Yeah. It feels very real, I think. Because I feel like that's probably some shit that would probably happen if this were to happen. And actually, you know, it's, to bring up John Campea again.
Oh,
but no, I think he had a good point. About this movie, about some of the appeal of it.
What made him mention District 9?
Because, like I was mentioning earlier, a few months ago, they mentioned, like it was like 2 months ago, Neil Blomkamp's like, yeah, District 10 is happening.
He watched John Campea that much?
Wait, what do you mean?
Like, you watched him 2 months ago?
Well, we've been talking about him for like a year now, so.
I guess I just like... Yeah, Evan and Andy talk about John Campea. I don't... You made a joke about me liking... I don't... To be clear, I don't like John Campea. They watch that. I don't watch that.
Well, let me be clear. I watch him, but I don't like it. Okay.
No?
I have a love-hate relationship with this show. I have a love-hate relationship with this show.
You like hate watch it.
Yeah.
But it's also... You mentioned this before. There's not that...
I do like the format of his show.
I was going to say, there's not that many, like...
movie,
like nice
live
production,
talk shows. Yeah.
Nice production, movie talk show.
Yeah.
News show. So I don't blame you for watching it, but I'll just watch Grace on her 480p like webcam, and I'll just watch that.
But what I was gonna say though is that I feel like some of the appeal, if Rob and John both mentioned this, was like, and kind of to what I was saying about like it being like something you can imagine actually happening, is that it didn't land in like fucking Washington D.C. or like New York. The ship, it just landed in like South Africa. You know what I mean? It's not something we would randomly like in like your typical like science fiction movie. It'd be like New York, Washington. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I feel like that kind of adds to it.
That's a good. Yeah, that's a good angle, especially for the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was like peak disaster movie time.
Kind of.
And it's like that's all.
It did have a resurgence around there because it's funny. Because I feel like disaster movie for a big thing in the 90s, and then the early 2000s, they kind of disappeared for a little bit, and then back in like the late 2000s, they came back again. Because 2009 is also when 2012 came out. And of course, that
was a great, true movie.
but yeah, or like, what is that movie you saw with
Ryan?
Who did you see with Skyfall or whatever?
It was
like an alien disaster movie.
L.A. L.A. something.
I don't know. But didn't you see Skyfall also?
Skyfall is James Bond.
Oh, why am I telling... What is it called? Sky something. I have to look it up.
There is a movie called L.A.
I know you're talking about, yeah.
Something.
But this is not what the one I'm talking about. Sky... It was like around the same exact time. I can't remember what it was called.
Sky I know what you're talking about.
But I know you saw it. I did not see it. But I think you said it was bad.
It was bad. And I remember I was scared. Because I had never really seen any type of thriller. Even though that movie, I would not call it a thriller. It's like, it's a disaster movie and that's it. Like, it's not thrilling. It's not suspenseful.
Yeah.
But I was scared to see it. And then when I saw it, I was like, oh. Like, this is like, whatever. But I do remember. Can I flex real quick?
Yeah.
I want to do a huge flex.
Of course.
So there was one part in the movie. Do you ever have those times when you're watching something and because of the framing, you can tell what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Like, I remember there was a part in Black Phone where, like, the brother... Spoilers for Black Phone.
We already spoiled it in the episode where we reviewed it. So.
Oh, well, sure. But just saying.
Spoilers again.
I don't think these people watch this in order. I think people just randomly, find these. But anyways, in Black Phone, there's a part where one character is framed in a stairway, the brother at the end. And I was like, he's gonna get...
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Killed somehow.
Yeah,
he's gonna die now. Just from the way that, like, you can... I don't remember exactly why, but it's like, there's enough room for someone to come into frame.
Yeah.
Or
that was a pretty, like...
Or something like...
It was kind of obvious. Yeah.
There was a part in that movie you're talking about. It was like Sky, whatever, L.A., whatever. Some
bullshit.
It was like L.A. Falls or some shit. Like some bullshit. But there was a part where there's like a convoy, right? And there's like military people in the front and then main characters in the back. And they're like driving through the street and it kind of like has this huge wide shot. And then I remember this very distinctly. I had my hand out. When I saw the frame come up, I put my hand out in front of Ryan and I slammed it down. Like you're slamming on a table, And then right when I did it, an alien like robot arm came down and smashed the front car. And it was so funny because Ryan was like, "Have you seen this before?" I was like, "Nah, it's just like."
It was just that good of a movie that you knew
that it was.
You read every beat, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like when you can read sheet music.
Yeah,
and it just perfectly comes together. Yeah.
I'll have to check that one out sometime.
Nah, but I love when that type of thing happens because I feel like maybe I am learning something. Like
you are.
I don't know what it is.
Well, you are famously a genius. You do say it a lot.
I am famously a genius. My room is very messy. Yeah. Per Spider-Man 1. So.
Per Alice in Wonderland.
Per Alice in Wonderland.
Do they say that? Oh, no. Alice in Wonderland, they say every genius is insane.
And that's also true for me, Evan.
That's a different thing. In Tim Burton's live action, Alice in Wonderland.
Classic.
Of course, yeah. That was a great...
Classic.
That was a great movie.
You know what we should do? Eventually? The Tim Burton Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, I actually do like that movie. My hot take, of course, is that I like Tim Burton's Charlie more than the original Willy Wonka.
Well, that's just nuts.
Yeah.
That's just nuts. Because, the original, Willy Wonka is the original, right?
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite movies. I love it.
Yeah, exactly. That's my hot take, is that in fairness, I have not seen Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory in a long time, like the original. But the Charlie one, it's like so much closer to me, because I saw it in theaters with my dad and my brother. And, like, at the time, it's like I really liked Tim Burton a lot, like, when I was a kid. So, I don't know, I just have that connection to it. And I really like Johnny Depp, too, at that time.
Well, that movie, too, even though I think the first one, I love the first one, that's on my list of, like, perfect movies. Mm-hmm. I love that movie. But I really like Wonka in the new one.
Oh, you like him quirky, huh? You like that quirky Johnny Depp? No, I'm joking, I like it too, yeah.
I really like it's so silly, but I love it. Like, his dad...
Christopher Lee.
Christopher Lee,
yeah.
He's a dentist.
Yeah.
Like, Willy Wonka's... it just, like...
They gave him the traumatic background. He has, like, PTSD in the movie, because you remember when he, like, looks at stuff, he, like, remembers? That's how, like, they show, like,
they transition to the flashbacks and stuff. I really like that.
Me too.
And doesn't he, like... He's like, what are you doing with this fucking candy? And he, like, throws it in the fire, and the fire, like, turns green or something.
I don't think it turned green, but I remember.
Some nutty stuff happens, whatever.
I actually did see this movie. Rewatched it back in November, so yeah. I do remember. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I really like
I like that movie. I'm glad you like it, because a lot of people shit on that fucking movie.
I definitely, it's not, like, I'm not going to shit on it. I like the original more. You're kind of a knucklehead for that. But I do like it.
Well, like I said, that is my hot take on Charlie.
And we'll have...
I am excited for the new one, yeah.
We'll have another one.
And I'm very excited for that, too.
Do you want to do, like, a... Kind of like we did The Crow? We could talk about both in the same episode before
That'd be cool.
Comes out.
Before the Timmy one?
Yeah, before Timmy.
Yeah. That shouldn't even come out for another year. Christmas next year.
I'm going to be dead before then.
Maybe. We might all be dead.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, but that's District 9.
Thank you. Hey, guess what? Hey, thank you for listening.
Thank you.
What do you give District 9 out of 10?
For me...
Repeat it for us. I know you said...
For me, it's like a perfect movie. I give it like a 10 out of 10. I do acknowledge it's not perfect, because I think you did bring up some valid things about the flaws. But I really love this movie. I saw it very young, and it's always held a dear spot in my heart. I feel like if maybe I had seen it now for the first time, maybe I wouldn't like it quite as much. I still think I would really like it, but maybe I wouldn't like it quite as much as I did. But the fact that it is like part of my childhood,
sometimes it's
close to me. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you just let that shit fly.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, you have nostalgia goggles on. Yeah. So what? Like, who fucking cares?
You're right. Who gives a
fuck
shit?
you.
Who gives a shit?
Hey, fuck you.
Except in the case where people say that about the Raimi movies, that's just bullshit.
Well, then you're just flat out wrong.
Yeah, those are just perfect.
Then
movies.
You're just flat out wrong. I actually believe that in my heart.
That they're wrong?
Yeah, the Raimi movies, like, that doesn't apply.
Oh, no, I agree. Yeah, no, I didn't say that as a joke. I'm serious.
That does not apply. It's like the one thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, 3 out of 3 stars.
Oh, really? You had 3 out of 3 stars?
Round it up.
Because you gave it 3 out of 5 on Letterboxd.
Well,
I thought you would have given it 2 out of 3.
Well, Evan, it's a cherished memory between 2 friends, between you and your father, and now it's a cherished memory between us.
Yeah,
because we've done this wonderful podcast together.
I'm glad we finally talked about it.
We discussed it. We had our ups and downs. We had our laughs. We cried.
Yeah, you're right.
What an episode.
It was crazy.
What a wonderful episode. And I had a wonderful time with you, Evan.
Thank you, Neil Blomkamp.
Thank you, Neil Blomkamp. You're one of the greatest directors working in 20 2009.
Is it fair to say that he'll never have a comeback?
Yes. I think it's very fair.
It's been over 10 years.
I think that's very fair. If Joe Rogan can't do it for you, maybe not. Maybe not. It was so funny on Joe Rogan because I'm pretty sure he was like, dude, District 9 was pretty dope. And I watched the new one. And then they never talk about Chappie.
Chappie probably was not great. So I didn't see it. So
looked like shit.
Maybe I'll watch it one day.
It looked like Michael Bay Power Rangers. But like a little robot.
Michael Bay Power Rangers.
You know what I mean?
Like if Michael Bay directed Power Rangers?
Oh, wait. Did I say Power Rangers? I meant Transformers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
I think we were talking about the Power Ranger reboot earlier.
Yeah. My bad. Yeah, Transformers.
I like the original one. Like the original Michael Bay one.
The first one?
Yeah, I do like that movie.
It's funny, out of nowhere, my friend, shout out Brandon, my good friend Brandon. Hope to God you're listening, buddy.
I hope you're listening too.
But yeah, recently he was like, dude, I want to watch Transformers. I haven't seen Transformers in so long. And then he actually watched it. And
it's a good movie.
Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah. I watched that at my mom's rehab.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Great memory.
Well, I hope it made it better.
Great memory.
It was a good movie. I liked it. That was where I saw, to bring things full circle, when I saw Transformers 1 in theaters back in what was it, June 2007? Where they first had the trailer for Cloverfield.
Ah.
Before it was even called Cloverfield, it just said 1/18/08 at the end.
Ah.
So there you go. And thus my life would change forever.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and I'll never forget when 10 Cloverfield Lane. Remember that?
Oh yeah. I was very excited. I remember. I'll never forget that morning when I woke up and because they surprised announced it. I woke up and I go on my phone. I go on YouTube. We were in high school at the time.
Yeah, I'll never forget. I was on the bus. You were just like, holy fuck! Yeah, you were freaking out and
I check my notification. No, yeah, I go on YouTube and check because I'm a normal person. The first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is fucking go on YouTube,
just
like a normal human
American,
being. Yeah, that's what a normal human being does. And I checked my subscription box and I saw that. I was like, what the fuck?
No, it was crazy too. I remember thinking not these exact words, but I remember thinking in general oh damn, Evan's happy. That's cool. I remember thinking that
You're like, yeah, Evan's never happy, so this is
kind of I was like, oh, this is a rare thing. This must be pretty epic. If Evan's
it was a good movie
for it, so
I did like it. Yeah,
and then it wound up being good by all accounts. I haven't seen it, but
and you know what's funny? Out this weekend, Prey, directed from the director of 10 Cloverfield Lane,
and I'll be watching that tonight.
I might watch it tonight also. Let me know when you watch it. We can watch it at the same time.
We'll have a nice little discussion. Yeah, I want to order a pizza or make microwave popcorn or some shit and watch it.
Yeah.
So I'll be back.
Good idea.
Yeah.
I do want to watch it. So
epic.
Thank you everybody for listening to another wonderful episode of RNS Podcast.
As always.
And if you have not seen District 9, watch it.
This was a nice, touching episode. It's a great episode. And if you don't think you can get the right crap out of here.
Yeah.
You can close the app, close the browser.
Yeah.
You can get the fuck out of here.
I agree.
Hell yeah.
Epic. Pound it. That kind of hurt.
Sorry.
But it's okay. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.